You truly are beautiful, you know that?
Irish, I love you. You're so nice. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first session for our game we are calling Requiems Wrath with our group, the EU crew and Big D20Energy. We're about to play some Pathfinder 2E. This will be a homebrew game that we have set up. Before we really get into it, a couple of things. This is the first time that we are using Foundry. We're going to go ahead and give it a try and see how it goes. I like a lot of things about it, so bear with us as we kind of do some of that. Hey, Legendary. How are you, buddy? It's good to see you. Legendary was Niles Pemberton's first, real friend, by the way, for all of you.
Niles had friends? Wow.
Yeah, I played Niles once. And,
but Gray was his best friend, though. Just throwing out.
Okay.
Doom counter increased. I got it.
Yeah, Doom counter. Yeah, we're totally doing.
The hell! I thought
counter.
I was your best friend.
Okay. This is getting away from me. So here we go. Niles was a good man. See, Legendary knows Niles was a good man.
Yeah, your dad
so
Niles was a good man.
He didn't know anything about
Guys,
you.
we don't need to go into this. We don't need to go into this anymore. We just need to keep going. So we're going to introduce ourselves, and we're going to keep playing. So here's what we're going to do. I'd like for you to introduce who you are as the player. Just give us your name. And tell us just the name of the character. We're going to get some more formal introductions, describe characters and in a little bit. But just the name of your character. And then our icebreaker question today is going to be I think we've done the fantasy question before, right? Like if you were actually transported to a fantasy world, what would your actual class be? Have I ever asked you guys that question?
I don't know. I don't think so.
All right.
I think we did for glow in the dark.
Okay. Well, then we'll do it. Oh. Well, then I guess I can't.
Yeah, but glow in the dark's different.
That is true.
So if you were, so it'll be your name, who you're playing, and then if you were transported to a fantasy world, who would you be? Like what class would you be? I think that'd be kind of fun. So we'll go ahead and we'll do it in order on Foundry. I think all of you can see in the bottom left corner. We'll just go in order on Foundry, and then we'll skip me and I'll go last, so that way I can transition us into the game. Legendary says his class would be peasant and he'd die of dysentery, no doubt. So yeah. That's fair. All right, so
That's
Billy,
why you don't dysentery.
Billy, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
What was the question?
Billy Bonka.
What is your name? Just the name of the character you're playing, and what is the class that you would be if you were transported into a fantasy world?
I'm Willie. I'm playing Rixie Wig Fizzlepop. What is wrong? Why are you laughing at my guy's name?
Just a fun name.
Oh, jeez. And I'd be a wizard.
Be a wizard? Okay. Yeah, that name does pop, Legendary. You're right. Literally. You'd be a wizard. What makes you think you'd be a wizard? Out of curiosity, or what about the classes draws you?
Like magic.
Okay, easy. All right, next up.
All right, I am Saboro. I will be playing Iggy Escalia. And I think that if I were a class, I would be a warrior. Just swinging around a greatsword.
All right, that's fun. Legit. Next up.
I am not Irish, and I'm playing Nox. I don't know what class I would be.
Should be the leprechaun.
Not Irish would be
something that gives luck, apparently.
Yeah, that's fair.
Her class would be 4-leaf clover.
Just to give you guys a heads up, I'm about to increase the volume in Sirenscape, so you might want to adjust your volume accordingly so I don't blow your ears out. So 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, you could have given us warning. I'm deaf now.
Okay. Over dramatic. All right. Next up.
Hi, I'm Outward. I'm playing Iz, and I always kind of like imagined it would be some kind of like a mage spellcaster kind of thing. However, the more I deal with people on a day-to-day basis, the angrier I get, and the more barbarianish. So I'm gonna go for some kind of like battle mage.
Okay, I like it. That magus. That's what they're called. They're frontline fighters and also spellcasters. And like when they land a blow, they land it like with magic as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, and last but not least.
Hi, I'm Vindo, and I am playing Rukos. Probably Ranger.
Probably Ranger. All right, cool.
Probably Ranger.
Legit. Thought my children opened the door, which would be fine, but all right. And hi there, everybody. My name is Prankster. I am your friendly neighborhood GM, and we are. If I was a class and I got transported to some type of fantasy world, I have no doubt that I would most likely be a paladin, or in Pathfinder parlance, a champion paladin. Maybe actually like a champion, like redeemer or liberator. But anyway, part of that is because, for those of you who don't know, I am a former pastor and youth pastor. And so I was like raised up in the church, but I'm not like, wasn't like quite like anyway, I'm not like a full on cleric. So, yeah, I think that would make the most sense for me. Cool. All right. So we're going to go ahead.
Multi-class. You could do a multi-class, paladin bard.
Paladin, yeah, paladin.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you'd be a bard. You shut your mouth.
Well, I don't know why Bard wasn't your first answer.
Yeah, what the heck?
You know, that's kind of a good point, because I have always been drawn to theater and that whole thing, so that does make sense.
And writing songs.
Singing and writing songs, yeah, that's true. But I also have spent my whole life in the church. So that, I thought that might be a part of it as well. I could be like a bard. I could be like a champion paladin of Shaylin. That would make sense, because she's like the goddess of arts and music and all that.
Yeah. Bust through the church door singing "Bite Me Harder, Daddy." It'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. Legendary. You should know Niles took a definite turn in his most recent arc season.
Niles is one of my favorite characters ever from that arc season.
Yeah, I was writing music, and a lot of it was very. Some of it was scandalous. It was a lot of fun.
I prefer the term risque.
Risque, that works as well.
I prefer the term douchebag.
Niles was a douchebag. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. Yeah. I feel you, Legendary. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and transition us here. So give me just a second to find the right audio cue, and we will go from there. I think this will be good. Our story starts off like most stories. Adventurers bound together, whether it be through coin or blood, or seeking honor or glory. Some seeking justice, vengeance, maybe even redemption. Maybe there's a part in their hearts and souls that yearns to protect, or at the very least, punish the creatures of the world that had affected them. This story starts off with a group known as Requiems Wrath. Requiems Wrath is an organization devoted to the slaying of monsters and the creatures that inhabit this world. Whether they be lich or dragon, zombie, Medusas, Requiem's Wrath knows the truth that the boogeyman is real and it's their job to take him out. Our group of adventurers are part of Requiem's Wrath, all joining for their own reasons, their own motivations, having been affected by the things of this world in different ways. And it's on a forest path in the world of Galarian, in the Shining Kingdoms area, to the small village of Lowlight that we find our adventurers heading towards. I know you guys can already see it, but I'm going to go ahead and bring up the map of the Shining Kingdoms for you to give you a better idea of what we see. It is a walk along the plains, along streams and rivers and valleys. A road leading from the main city of Almus in Andoran. In fact, that is where our heroes got their orders from Requiem's Wrath, to head to the small town of Lowlight, only knowing that there is something going on there, something that seems to be more than just the random attacks of wolves or kobolds or other creatures that inherit the land. In the small town of Lowlight, an entire family was found murdered in their home and found in the morning when the husband didn't get up to work. These are just the brief details that you have been given. What's interesting is why you're being called. Because it doesn't seem like the claws of a monster or the gnashing of teeth, but rather what it does appear to be is the precision cuts of a knife. Nonetheless, Requiem's Wrath is known for quite a long time that sometimes the greatest monsters that inhabit Galarian are people. And so you find yourself on a forest path. Let's go ahead. One that seems like any other. To double check, you all see the image of the forest, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Awesome. Just wanted to double check. We see multiple people on this path walking. 5 figures silhouetted against the sun, with occasional rays breaking through the canopy of trees up above. The hard dirt underneath their feet, and even the sounds of the forest in the middle of everything. The first person that, if this is a movie that the camera would kind of zoom in on, is a small halfling. Willie, will you describe to us what this halfling looks like?
I guess I can. So, he's probably about no taller than 3 feet. He's got like a little tattoo on his right arm, just like little circles and such. Doesn't really have any meaning to it. He has a nice feather hat with a little jingle bell at the end, so it kind of hear little bell sounds whenever he walk. And he kind of like it's more of a skip when he walks rather than a walk. He kind of skips around playing his lute.
Awesome. So we see this. Would you describe him as happy-go-lucky? What is his countenance?
Oh, he's definitely happy-go-lucky.
Great. The camera zooms in on this gnome as it's this happy-go-lucky demeanor. And it zooms in closer and closer through his eye into the iris. Everything goes black for a moment. and it seems like we're transported to years ago. We see this same gnome in the middle of a town. Is he as happy-go-lucky? Is he as having much fun? What is going on?
He's hanging out. He's walking around town saying hi to some people, and he's getting ready to go on a little adventure out to the forest to collect some berries.
There we go. So little gnome going to and fro from person to person, saying hi. Can you give us an idea of what Rick sounds like as he's saying hi to some of these people?
How long ago is this? Is this when he's a little kid?
Whenever the event happened.
Okay, this is when he's a little kid.
Hello! Hello there, Rix. An older man kind of stoops down on his knee.
Excuse me, my name is Rixie Wix Fuzzlepop.
I think everybody knows about you, Rix. You little scamp. And he, like, takes his hand and, like, tussles your hair. So he's just getting ready to go about and get berries.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second. It's a very fun, normal setting that you would see any particular character in the middle of. Just enjoying the day, being a part of a family. Or not a family, a community is what I was looking to say. My apologies. And you know what? It feels like I nailed the image for this. So let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. A town alive with people, blacksmiths hammering, shopkeepers selling, maybe the occasional, what's the word I'm looking for? Constable going about the streets, communicating and talking with people. Eventually, night falls. People are getting ready to move on to their lives, to their regular things. When all of a sudden, you hear, Rix, from your perspective, where are you in the middle of the night? Just in a home, or do you live in a tent? How would you describe where you live?
So I have, a mom and a dad, and I have two other brothers and sisters, and we all sleep in a nice little humble home.
So it's a small, humble home. When in the middle of the night, that peaceful rest is broken by the constables shouting in the middle of the street, "Wake up! Wake up! Prepare yourselves! Prepare yourselves!" What would Rix do?
He's scared.
Your dad comes up to you, Rix. "Don't worry, son. I will go check this out." And the moment that he actually opens up the door, it ceased to be just constables yelling, but a full-on panic that is in the streets. You see men, women, and neighbors running for their lives as it appears to be some creatures that have assaulted the town. And it doesn't appear to just be your standard wolves, but rather almost like an army of these creatures. They've got 6 arms, and they're almost spider-like in their appearance. And I imagine, Rix, maybe you come to like a window and you kind of like pull apart the blinds for a moment as your dad is looking through the door, and you see carnage. It looks like a horror movie. As some fellow gnomes, as some fellow other humans are all of a sudden just like picked up, and like these creatures have them in 2 arms, and then they're scaling the walls with the other arms as you see them like being pulled away, screaming for their lives. Only to hear their screams silenced not a few moments later. What's going through Rix's mind?
Rix is terrified and wants to not die.
Yeah. Your dad sees everything going outside, and he closes the door, but not before what you can see to be something horrifying, truth be told. One of those 6-armed creatures is able to shove one of their arms into the door before it's entirely closed. But that another hand comes into the jam and begins to pry the door open, and your dad just yells at you, "Go! Run! Go now! I'll hold them off!" How does Rick respond?
Where do I go?
Out the back door! Down the alley! Out of the city! Just as fast as you can! Go, go, go!
I'm gonna sprint off.
You sprint off, your mother, your siblings in tow as they open up the back door to the calamitous panic outside. It greets you. You only heard it through the small crack, what appeared, of the door. And unfortunately, as you close the door, you hear, "I'll hold you off, Mom." Your mother, weeping, picks you and your siblings up and runs as far as they can just into the forest. And unfortunately, you can see the light of your home, and not just your town, ablaze with fire. Rix, as you are running, do you think your family makes it?
You know, I think that we do.
Your family-
You truly are beautiful, you know that?
Legendary, thank you so much. He says, "I believe in Rix's family." Appreciate all of
You
those
truly
subs,
are
buddy.
beautiful, you know that?
You are amazing, Legendary. Thank you. I imagine you're in the underbrush of the forest, watching
You
the
truly are beautiful,
embers
you know that?
slowly die down. The panic begins to quiet. And I imagine
You
you are
truly are
all
beautiful, you know
trembling,
that?
looking on. We transition
You truly are beautiful, you know that?
to a fade to black moment. You're okay, Legendary. I appreciate you, buddy. You know what I will do, though, is I will go ahead and adjust those. And you were just trying to bless me, and I appreciate that. It's a fade to black moment watching Rix trembling in the underbrush of the forest, looking on as his home is destroyed. We see another character, another one of these people who are on this forest path towards the small village of Lowlight. Vindo, will you describe to us your character and what they look like? You know what? This is around the time Vindo would
He
pick
said
up
he'd
his
be right
kiddo.
back.
That's true. All right. So we'll actually go to a different player. Let's go to, I had a list of it earlier. Sibo. Why don't you go ahead and describe to us your character and what they look like?
All right. Iggy is a 4-foot tall pygmy lizard. Could be mistaken as a young lizard. He has blue scales with primal feathers coming off of his head and his arms. He's got a very stern look. Doesn't really show too much emotion as he walks. It's probably laying on a rock or something, soaking in the rays.
Excellent. So yeah, maybe this is a moment on the path where you are taking a small respite, but walking for a few hours, and so we see you just basking in the sun. Again, the camera pans in on Iggy, a zoom to the max, going through his eye into the darkness, and we are transported to another place and time. Sibo, where are we?
We are resting on a rock outside of his village with his pack. His best friends, which he considers his companions, the raptors.
Excellent. A nice, easy evening, as it were. Resting. Not too far away from the village that you call home. What do we see you, Iggy, doing with this pack? Is he feeding him? Are they kind of like clambering over him like almost like kid lions on their dad, just playing all over them?
Would this be during the day or more towards the night?
This would be more towards the night.
Towards the night, Iggy would be probably waking up then. He's more of a nighttime hunter.
Sure.
Probably preparing to go out with the pack to do some hunting in the forests.
Awesome. So, I imagine you wake up, this little blue lizard folk stretching out his arms like anybody does every morning. That small, wonderful stretch.
Oh, what a beautiful night for a hunt.
Your little pack comes up to you, and their noses kind of like come up to your fingers, and they're clearly fishing for a pet.
Oh, you want pets? Head pat, nose boop. You would probably bump his nose against theirs.
Awesome. I think it's I love the sound. I like that. It's just a very kind of cute, intimate moment. So in the middle of this particular resting, you hear a sound coming from your village. Loud, just and you'd recognize it as the war horns.
Oh, war bells. Iggy has not heard this sound for a long time. What could it mean?
How does Iggy react when he hears the war bells?
Iggy would look to his pack and he'd kind of be a little cautious. He's a bit of an outsider. He doesn't really spend a lot of time in the village, but hearing the war horns, he obviously would want to investigate, as he has family in the village that he cares about, some of them.
Sure.
So he would signal the pack, time to go, let's go see what is happening. They would take off.
Yeah, the pack hears you kind of like nodding in approval, and they take off. And they're faster than you. And we're kind of describing it as a pack. Would you help me fill in the gap? A pack of what?
Raptors. They'd all be raptors. Small raptors, similar to Iggy. He's a pygmy. These are a species of pygmy raptor. They don't hunt well on their own, and they rely on numbers to take down the beasts in the forests.
Absolutely. So yeah, maybe give them like a small whistle, something that you've used to communicate in the past, like it's go time. And sure enough, they take off ahead of you. Actually, you're a little bit slow, just because of your small pygmy lizard legs. It seems like a long time, but for anybody who's sprinted and sprints for a long time, it feels much longer than it actually is. But eventually, in the clearing, and in a clearing, perhaps there's a small sight through the canopy of the jungle. I'm sorry, not the jungle, the swamp. And you can see smoke rising from where your village is. What's going through Iggy's mind?
Oh, this does not look good. Iggy has never seen village on fire before. Oh, big little sisters are all right.
Iggy does his best to pick up his pace, running faster, dodging the underbrush, maybe every occasionally like swinging on a vine. We can see him like jumping from like fallen tree to fallen tree, just like maybe at one point even like getting on all four just to go just a little bit faster to get him there. And as the village starts to come into view, you see buildings that you'd kind of grown used to, destroyed, dismantled, and knocked to the ground in front of you. It's clear that it's not just some small creature that is doing this, but rather something large has come into this place, and something large is hurting your people. Because as you draw closer, not only can you see the carnage, but you can hear the cries and the panic of your people in the village. And unfortunately, as you draw even closer, you see something that kind of chills you. A few of your pack lay dead on the path towards the village. Some of their bodies chomped clean in half. Some of them just strewn about like you would a drum leg after you're done eating it, just carelessly on the ground. The last thing that you see as you draw close, and you know what? I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to give this to you. The last thing that you see in the middle of this village is a large black dragon tormenting some of the people. Even in its reptilian dragon form, you can see the sadistic mark of cruelty on its face, a smile at being able to inflict this type of pain. And in fact, I imagine maybe the bulk of your pack is alive, but you're far back, maybe another 50, 60 feet. And it looks in your direction. Perhaps it's just you're too small. It doesn't look like it sees you, but it sees your pack, maybe another 7 or 8 of these little raptors just like running down the path. And that smile, that sadistic, cruel smile lays with you as this black dragon breathes in. And then the next thing it breathes out is this black, necrotic gas that your pack runs into like a wall, and immediately they falter to the side. It's almost like they age instantly. They wither before you. Desiccated husks of the life that they used to bear. Content with its violence that it has wrought upon this place. It takes off into the sky. What does Iggy do, and what's going through his mind?
Iggy is running to his pack, the ones who have fallen. He's kind of butting noses with any of them to see if any are alive, realizing that most of his pack is gone. In fact, there's probably only 1 or 2 left. Looking around, seeing the bodies of the villagers. More so looking for his little sisters to make sure they're okay. And he's probably like down on his knees, just kind of expressionless, because he doesn't really show emotion too much. But he's obviously very sad that his best friends have been killed. And I would imagine at that point he would probably give a retreating whistle. Look to the forest. One more glimpse over his shoulder. Kind of dragon, and just run off into the night.
Your two sisters see you as you're running off with maybe one of these raptors left. Luckily, it's your favorite one, Chompy, who'd managed to survive. You can hear the voice of your sisters calling out, Iggy! Iggy! We need you! Don't go! And does Iggy continue to go, or does he come back?
He would yell, "Vengeance!" and just keep going.
Okay. Fade to black as we see Iggy laying on the rock, catching in the sun of this day in the forest. Is Vindo back? Okay, we will wait for Vindo, and we will...
No, I'm back.
Oh,
I put
all right.
the thing in that says I was back.
Oh, my bad. I am kind of all over the place. There
No,
we
you're
go.
good.
I just forgot that, yeah, that's kind of fun. Okay. Vindo, we kind of zoom in on another member of this entourage. Vindo, who do we see and what do they look like?
So we see Rukos, who's about 6 foot 5 inches, long darker hair. He's wearing a priest robe, but it's not a standard priest robe. It's more of like a duster, but it's got runic scribbles all over like the mantle of it. And he's got his symbol hanging around his neck. Got a whip on his hip.
Very cool.
Kind of darker-ish skin. His eyes are golden and they are slit like a like vertical pupils.
Okay. Cool. Just as an idea, what is he doing in this party as you guys are kind of meandering apart, right? So we see Willie's character playing music, very happy-go-lucky. We see Iggy laying on a rock, taking in some sun. What do we see Rue doing?
He is checking his equipment, making sure that he's got everything. He's looking around, making sure that nothing is coming up behind them or like around, just making sure everything is fine. He's probably checking a compass to make sure that they are going in the correct direction.
Okay. So I imagine maybe like you're taking a look at your compass, and this time the camera kind of like zooms in on the compass. And as it zooms out, we see Rue holding the same compass in the past. Where is Rue? Describe it for us.
So it's a small community of Vishkanya in Tanglebriar. So probably about 75 to 100 people total.
Okay, so not a large city.
No. Maybe not even, maybe like cusping on a quote-unquote village.
Sure. Hopefully this artwork is appropriate then.
Mm-hmm.
So we see this small village in the past. You're looking at your compass. What is Rue doing back then? Is he just a child? Is he a little bit older? What's going on?
He's about 9. He's probably like found this compass out while he was just looking around and exploring. Like he's gonna bring it back and add it to the the pile of things that their village has been tasked with safeguarding.
Awesome. I like it. So the way that you describe it, it sounds like the village is very communal. Is that a fair or accurate?
Yeah, they definitely embraces it takes a village to raise a child, so it's very, I guess commune would be like a really good way to put it. As far as, everybody knows everybody by name. Everybody is either, an auntie or an uncle, whether they're actually related to you or not. Your friends on the street, you're like, hey cuz, how you doing?
Cool. I like it. It seems very friendly. You can see it. Just people saying hi in the street. Maybe there's
everybody knows your first name.
Yeah.
They want to know, like, hey, I heard that, Auntie Mimi was sick yesterday. How is she doing? Here's some chicken soup. Here's some herbs to make her feel better. All right, cool. Have a nice one. We'll see you in a bit.
Cool. So maybe the camera pans through this small settlement of people. You can see it kind of nestled into a small forest. Houses maybe even built atop one another. The smell of just, we'll say, spring in the air. Soft ground underneath. Crackling fires. People calling out, oh, how can I help you? Oh, going over. One of them maybe like shoveling out some dirt. Another like putting down a post because they're making a fence. And so we see Rue kind of walking in the midst of all of this. Rue, as you're walking down the path of this forest, you look off to the forest and you see something different. What has normally been a vibrant trees filled with life. Hey, Rob. Instead, what you see, and I should mention, you saw these trees filled with life not an hour ago. Maybe perhaps that's where you came from after you found the compass. But as you look back there now, you see something different. The forest almost looks like it's decay. Like the trees have withered, the pine needles have already fallen off, and there's just this ill ease. And you're the first one to see it. What do you do?
You'd probably stop and look at it and kind of like try to figure it out, because when trying to explain huge changes like this to adults, you have to be very careful with your words, so they don't think that you're just making something up.
Absolutely. We see Rue there sitting, contemplating like how to discuss this when you see something coming out of the withered forest. Creatures that I can only describe as shambling, beginning to pull themselves out, not walking quite right. None of it seems right. It seems wrong. So it's more than just a withered forest. As they begin shambling out towards you, you can hear the moans. And you almost look into these things' eyes, and there's no there. In fact, maybe one of your townspeople goes up to one of them, and they're like, oh my God, we need to help these people. They're very communal, it sounds like. We need to help them. And before you can react, before they can react, this thing has just like slumped its arms around its shoulder and like chomped down. And you hear this friend, this family member, this member of your community cry out in pain. And then it's not just things shambling out of the forest anymore. It is stitched together monstrosities of people. It is skeletons with blue flame in their eyes holding rusted scimitars, all flooding out of this forest. And near the back, floating almost above it all, appears to be some type of something else. It has a emaciated face with sunken-in cheeks and perhaps a gold crown with purple gems emplaced there. And it's got its arms out like this as it puts them to the side, almost like reveling in the carnage that's being wrought. What is Rue doing, and what do we see going through his mind?
He's probably hiding in one of the bushes that is near the road, because that's the closest thing that he could see that would be quote unquote cover. Not sure what to do, kind of like a panic.
Yeah. Almost like everything's just freezing up on the inside.
Right. Like trying to yell out to warn, or like let people know what is coming and that they need to run and hide, but like the words are like frozen in his throat.
So we see him trying to get something out, just anything, and it's like nothing can. The words freeze. No, that was a bad sound effect. Well, should have. I saw panic. And
My immersion.
yeah. You know what? We'll just go with the one I've been using so that I don't fuck it up again. God dang. Panic breaks out amongst the town. People doing their best to run, grab implements of war to fight back, and you are on the front lines of all of this. For a moment, everything seems to kind of slow down as you see all of this going on, Vindo, as Rue is just frozen there. It seems that the entire army or whatever this is has come into this place, and you are not but a few feet away from this floating, emaciated figure with a golden crown. It looks down at you, seeing you frozen where you are. And the next thing you know is it smiles. A similar smile to the dragon we saw, reveling in the sadistic cruelty that's happening. And it comes and grabs you by like the back of your shirt, nape of your neck area. And it kind of like pulls you up to where it is. And it floats up another 20 feet in the air. And you're just sitting there looking at all of it. And even though it doesn't need to take a breath in, it does. Yes. Yes. And take it all in, my son. Know that we will all become one soon enough. And he like turns you so you can he look right into your eyes. Says, know that we'll be together forever. As he like turns your face back to just forcing you to look at the carnage. What's going through Rue's mind? What's he trying to do?
He's going to like try to spit at him, but his mouth is dry. So it's kind of like a
Yeah, and
like he's trying to do the best that he can to inflict something upon this thing.
Yeah. It pulls you, it kind of like, it doesn't like, it sees what you're trying to do, and so it kind of like pulls you away and like stretches out his arm as far as it could possibly can and just like holds you there to where you're just nothing but a nuisance. And he says,
It's good. It's good. You think you can do something. But Zarathor will even break that in you.
and so I imagine it is 20 minutes where you are just like hung there, forcing you to look at all of this. You're totally ineffective, totally have no power. And eventually it's like, what goes through Rue's mind? What's going on? Or does he fight the whole time?
Probably after like 15 minutes of trying to do something, like that 5 minutes, that last 5 minutes is kind of like the set in of like there's nothing that I can do.
Yeah.
Like I have no weapon, I have no power, I have like he'll probably throw the compass at it and just like tink off like the chess piece of this being. And then just like kind of like watching it fall and like catch a bit of the sun as it's falling, like realize he's got nothing. So it's kind of like that set in, that realization, that dawning of what can I do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, after time has passed, it goes quiet. There are no longer screams. There are no longer cries. There's no other anything, as it's clear everyone here is died, is dead. I like, not to get too graphic, but I even imagine like some of these undead abominations, you probably even see them like feasting on family and friends alike. The Lich just standing there, just cackling. And so after about 10 minutes, continuing force, because he's like,
I have forever and you don't.
he begins to kind of like slowly come to the ground. And in your mind's eye, you're not certain if you actually hear this or what have you, but you hear galloping in the distance. As a group of 4 or 5 people get off horses and begin hearing things, but I imagine like just like numb. It's like that moment after a flashbang where it's just like a ringing, you can't hear or see anything except like there's like nothing going in, right? There is a flash of light from what you can remember. There is people yelling things. There's the clanging of swords. There is. You think you hear creatures, the same creatures that hurt your community, dying all over you, around you, rather. And in a moment, the thing that kind of like breaks through that you're able to hear is... Second here. Sekhet. That is the name of your deity, correct?
Yes.
You hear, "In the name of Sekhet, be gone, monster!" The creature flinches, and you fall to the ground, 10 feet off. It flinches, it kind of like winces in pain. You think you actually hear it be affected. But before you can like fall to the ground, one of these people like comes and like catches you in both of their arms and like turns you around and just like starts running as fast as they can to get away from the battle. But you keep hearing it. The name of Sekhet be banished! And as you look behind you, whatever was there is no longer there. The creatures that had assailed your town were dead. And I imagine there's a fade to black moment as we see you back in this current time with the same compass in your hand. Same one you threw. If you don't have a compass in your inventory, add it.
I already do.
10-4. All right. We see another member of the party with all of you. Outlaw. Who do
Hello.
we see and what is going on?
You see she's a pretty average sized little goblin. Her skin is kind of covered in various scars and burns that are varying in old and new. And the ends of her hair's quite bright blue, but the ends of them are singed kind of black from just general experimentation. And probably while Rue's looking at his little compass and Iggy's chilling out on a rock, she is mixing up her daily potions.
All right. So we see you.
You've
kinda
muted yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, Josiah came in. I don't want to interrupt you. So we see you mixing your concoctions, and everything around is kind of like fades away. And we see her in a different place, in the middle of a tavern, mixing something else. What do we see now?
A much less scarred, burnt, singed is mixing up one of her trusty cocktails that she's made in her tavern, and all the adventurers that pass through give it a try.
All right. So it sounds like a time of merriment as a...
Yeah. Lots of drunk people singing and laughing and probably fighting in the corner. Some gambling going on.
Awesome. So yeah, absolutely. Just this time of merriment as all of these people are around, enjoying one another's time, enjoying one another's company. There is, it's fun. People talking, we even hear you like mixing in the background. There's kind of like the general hubbub of, how's it going? Horses outside, the whole 9 yards. This sounds like Western. I don't want Western. What the hell?
Well, now could be that kind of tavern, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. But we see you, a smile on Iz's face. You have a few of your favorite customers come up. Iz, I tell you what, this is one of the best beer I've ever had in my entire life. What's the secret?
Well, I could tell you, but then I would have to kill you.
Slaps the bar counter, puts a couple of coins down. I like the cut of this one's jib. And this lady's like, you don't mess with this. She'll cut you. And so, but nonetheless,
Who invited Gray? Fucking
yeah. It is a party in a tavern, and it is a different time as we see a happy and carefree Iz.
And that's the end of the flashback, and nothing bad happens.
Nothing bad happens. Unfortunately, you and I both know that to not be true. Observer. There we go. Let's see. The door opens from patrons moving in and out of the tavern, and we see a little bit more to what's going on. It is in a wintry scape. The town is ablaze with lights, with snow coming down. It's like out of every Christmas Hallmark movie ever. It's chilly outside. You could feel the nip in the air, and you can feel how alive the town is. Maybe a couple hunters bringing in bagged deer, raccoons, and other things that they've been hunting in the region, wolves. Your tavern perhaps even has like an amazing chef you could smell the delicious food in the air. Just that aroma coming in. It's wonderful. In the midst of all of it, it seems odd is you look towards the window, what was a clean window and where there was like just snow coming down. And the next thing that you see is a red substance on the window. You look closer and it takes you a moment before you're like, oh shoot, that's blood. That's blood. And then all of a sudden the calm demeanor of the tavern, the fun atmosphere of it all is broken as a man comes in. He says, something is here. And like, as the door is like opening and he's trying to warn everybody, all of a sudden you see his like body, like go rigid, like blood comes kind of like slowly trickling out of his mouth, like in a horror movie. And then all of a sudden he's like ripped away from the door. What is going through Iz's mind and what is she doing?
Blind panic. And she's kind of in the moment shooing the various, drunken barbarians and adventurers towards the door while trying to shuffle some of the, her local sort of merchants and farmers out of the back.
All right. So Iz is, trying to get the fighters, go take care of this. Go take care of this. You hear the screaming and the yelling and just the fighting from outside. And it seems like a couple of them have gotten some hits in. You're getting some of the farmers, the non-fighters, the people who can't defend themselves out of the back, just trying to protect them. As this is going on, you look through the window, or maybe the door is left open, and you could see this giant undead lizard. You can see its ribs showing. You can see its tail thrashes into several fighters as they go flying into some type of building. The building collapses and kind of like comes down before all of a sudden this lizard lets out something, you don't know what, that freezes the entire building. There are people that have just been turned into popsicles. There's blood all over its teeth and mouth, gore, viscera, and all manner of just awfulness. What does Iz do?
As this thing starts to encroach towards the tavern because there's still quite a lot of people inside. She kind of has that fight or flight instinct, and in another moment of blind panic just runs for the bar and kind of hides under it. She's a small goblin. She can get right up in there and try and hide.
Sure. Yeah, you begin hiding under the bar. You can still hear the sounds of everything outside, the terror, the awfulness, people dying. You can hear their death throes. You can hear the monstrous sounds that this creature is making as it chomps through another person. And then another unmistakable sound. The sound of windows breaking. Your windows to your tavern breaking. And you can feel the cold rush of air coming into the bar. No longer can the hearth keep the heat where it needs to, as a chill comes into this place. It seems for the most part that the tavern is empty. You have been able to get everyone out of it. You are still here, though, alone, listening to all of this. What does Iz do?
She tries to sort of take a peek around the bar, and out of the window she can see more carnage going on. That sounds like there's spells being flung around. She doesn't know if they're friendly or foes, and she can see people just being struck by something and frozen solid. So a couple months back when there was a really bad bar fight, she had a hatch installed behind her bar to get into a crawl space and get out the back, so she gets through there.
Nice. Now, there was something else that we talked about in regards to the alcohol. Is that still something? Is that something that she's going to do? Like on the way? So describe that to us. What is that? What does that look like?
So where this hatch comes out is out the back of her bar. She has copious amounts of alcohol that she hasn't had the time to unload yet. It's a friendly village. No one's going to steal it. And, you know, as she's watching all these people getting, like, just frozen solid and it just causing absolute carnage, she's heard so many stories from various adventurers coming through, and there was one that stuck with her with a very similar monster, where the people that were killed started being risen as undead. So she left her sort of hometown because she couldn't really call forth her kind of her fiery ancestry, and she's like, this is the moment that I need it, and she just, like, absolute desperation, just wills this fire out of her hand and sets alight to the alcohol, and it spreads. I mean, that tavern is doused in the strongest alcohol.
So in the middle of this cold, snowy night, and buildings and people that have been frozen solid, we see you is getting through this hatch, willing this fire. Maybe even before you, like, leave the hatch, like, you start it. You just start it before you leave.
Which is the first time she's managed to do it as well.
Absolutely. And so we see the tavern, like, catch a blaze, giant timbers, just with fire all over it. And the bar almost like as the bottles heat up, they kind of explode, only dousing alcohol and fire even farther. We see Iz running out the back of this hatch as far as she possibly can, leaving her footprints in the snow. And in time, she looks back. She looks back on her tavern. Even this friendly little village that she has called home. And eventually, like some of the other stories we hear, the screams subside. The terror goes quiet. Do you just keep running away from all of it, or do you turn around? What are you doing?
She runs until she feels safe. She sleeps out in the woods with the intent of trying in the morning to help who she can, you know, find survivors. Not knowing that there are none.
And sure enough, the next morning you go back, and it is a very alone Iz in the middle of this town. Everything frozen solid, the people, the buildings. The only thing left that wasn't frozen down, a tavern that has been reduced to ash and cinder. Fade to black. We see Iz mixing things again. This time, different potions and the like. We see one final member of this entourage. Irish. Who do we see, and what do they look like, and what are they doing?
Well, you see Nox, and he is a 6'7" tall gnoll. He's a tan fur, a mohawk on his head that, like, reaches down to the middle of his back. He's got a mix of spots and stripes. He's got scars all over his body from, like, previous fights, and I guess right now he'd probably be sitting down chewing on a bone or something.
Sitting down, just enjoying a bone. Yep.
Maybe, like, using it as a toothpick.
I like it. So we see her just kind of like picking, chewing on this bone, and for the last time, a camera zooms in to a different time and a different place. we hear drums like as it fades back into, we see an arena filled with a throng of people yelling and screaming. Ah! People fighting in the middle of it. After that fight subsides, a lion maybe like is pulling away the carcass of some type of a creature. And then an announcer goes,
Ah, what an excellent fight! Next up, we have the main event. The person that many of you have come to see today. Some might call her noxious. Some might call her tough. But it is clear that she has dominated this arena since coming. Rise to your feet for Nox!
and two giant doors open, revealing the same Nox, but in a different time and place. What does she look like now in the past?
I'm still pretty scarred up. A little thinner. Forgot to mention that he has this huge metal collar strapped around his neck, and he's still it looks all battered up in the present day, but right now it's kind of shiny, maybe a little bit rusted. Just a lot thinner since, Nox gets kept in a cage when they're not fighting.
The arena is in the middle of a deserty place. Maybe the tallest tree that you can see is actually just a shrub. Horses have been pulled up. All manner of nefarious people are there and rooting it on. And a Nox with a collar, scarred, more gaunt than before. Still, nonetheless, incredibly tough. In time, the announcer kind of continues.
Can she defeat the creatures today? She's defeated so much before.
Yeah. Nox, 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 we hear from the audience. Thank you, Outlaw. I only did that because you brought it up. You're awesome. They open up the doors and more it isn't just one giant creature, but it's like a pack. It's like a pack of these scorpions that essentially come out.
You can't train these bad boys.
And sure enough, the only thing that they can reach, the only thing they see is Nox. And so all of them scurry in on her. What is Nox thinking? What is she doing? What is she doing to prepare? Does she act first?
Nox is thinking this is our next meal.
All right.
Because she really... Nox only really eats the people and creatures that they kill. That's the reward. So she's gonna go in.
So a snarling Nox, drooling, rushes into the fray with these scorpions. I imagine the first one shoots tries to jam down its tail into you, and you barely evade it, bringing your club down on its head. Just poof. Actually, what type of a weapon does Nox wield?
Sometimes a great axe, but most of the time just fists and bites.
Okay, so we see a great axe as you bring it down on this thing's head, cleaving it, and green ichor comes out, spraying, covering Nox's fur. And eventually she, like, something snaps in her. And she drops the axe and just becomes all tooth and claw, tearing into this one. Another one gets up behind you and, like, barbs you into the side, and you can feel it. You could even feel, like, the inject of poison meant to paralyze its target. Maybe even you feel like a little bit of lethargy as you, like, swing around and just, like grab its tail, and, like, you get both hands on it, you, like, rip the barb part off. So it's just this tail just, like, spraying ichor all over the place. The other one, like, trying to get in, actually, like, brings in its pinchers, and you, like, barely evade as they, like, snap for both of your arms. You're like, oh my god, my arms almost got cut off. But you, like, push yourself off, and you, like, get onto this one where the barb that you rip off, and I imagine, like, you pick it up by its tail, and we just hear as you, like, swing it over your head, and, like, use it as a weapon on the other scorpion, just, like, bashing the two together. It was only 3 of them, and then there's just this moment of silence as the crowd just like, Nox, yeah! But the frenzy isn't over yet, because as you've described, like, it is time for your next meal. And so, like, in the middle of this crowd of people, you dig into this. What does it look like? What's going through your head?
Nox is just ignoring everything around them and just going to town on these scorpions. Just
Absolutely.
digging in, just getting it all over them, you know.
Absolutely. There we go. Boom shakalaka. A moment passes.
I imagine like it, like when it comes to the point where the fight's over and done with, and they need to chain them up again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would have to bring in like several people with big heavy weapons, or like battle prods kind of thing,
Sure.
to try and like get those chains back on.
Yeah, like we're gonna have to force her into this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird for you, because maybe you eat fast because you're just like, I have to get what I can while I can, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to get anything, you know? So you're just like tearing into this thing, just eating as much as you can. And you notice, like, they're not coming out to leash you like they normally would. And you hear the announcer say,
Oh, we know Nox can do much better than that. Can't she, folks?
yeah. And the doors on another side of the arena open.
She's taken down many a creature, but can she take down this?
And as the door opens, you see something else. And it is it's a sphinx. It comes prowling out. Something that you've never seen before. Giant wings, like angel wings, or like that of a hawk on its back. A person's face with like a lion's body. And I'm like, sure, this is a fantasy world. You've probably seen all manner of fantasy creatures. But it's got to be the first time that she's ever seen a sphinx.
Yeah.
And so, as the doors open, it flies out and lands and like pounces on top of you before you can collect yourself. And it's just like got you in its paws. And you feel that like poison from the scorpion beginning to kind of like work through your system as you're starting to feel lethargic. What's going through Nox's mind?
She's probably thinking about what this thing's gonna taste like.
Absolutely.
Like since you've been like, Nox has been starved pretty much their entire life,
Sure.
and see, like the only food she gets is from killing things in the arena that she's forced into. So I definitely think maybe thinking about taking a bite out of the paws that are keeping them down and stuff like that.
Sure. So yeah, she does. Nox just like like throws in a bite on this thing's paw, and it like kind of like yelps out in pain as it takes its other paw and just bats you away, and you go like flying through the air like an anime battle where you like hit the ground like multiple times and like roll and there's dust and so you like hit the wall finally, and as you hit the wall, like poof, like the lights. Like, you could just feel it, like a concussion. Maybe, I don't know if Nox has ever had one, but just everything goes, you just want to go to sleep. Maybe it's the poison, everything as is working its way through your system. And this thing looks at you as it gets ready to, like, jump in and finish you off. And as it does, you just hear, fire! As a hail of arrows just comes flying through the air into the Sphinx. A team, some group begins to kind of like make its way through the stands. And it's like, oh shit, run! You hear all of kind of like the misanthropes, like just like running as fast as they possibly can to the exits. As it seems like somebody has arrived to mess up the festivities. What's going through Nox's mind?
I think she would be fighting the poison that's running through her.
Sure.
And try to get up and just watch what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so you're trying to fight through this lethargy, this poison that's working through your system. And I imagine maybe like, especially with the concussion too, and you kind of like get up on one knee, you're kind of like blinking and winking and maybe even savoring, taking another bite out of that Sphinx, and then you kind of like fall back down, just you can't. You just hear from these people, wrath becomes you, as criminals begin like falling down into the arena, dead from whether it be blasts of arrows or scorches, but there is clearly fighting happening up there. And you hear over the announcing,
Well, folks, it looks like it's time for us to pull on out. Try again, Requiem.
as the arena begins to explode as if like charges were like poof, 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 poof. And you could hear it like all and I imagine it starts like completely opposite from where you are, like explosions like on each side of the ring. And you could see them like exploding, just like barrels, as it looks like it's coming closer to you with every explosion. Maybe you're like getting ready to die, maybe you're trying to run away, but the poison and everything is still just working its way through its system. Luckily, one of these people in tremendous like plate armor like falls down to the arena, sees what's going, and just like gets himself over you and acts as a body shield. You can hear the explosion near you, even as it goes off. And for a moment, like the bells are ringing, everything is off, and you just hear a voice for probably the first time in a really long time say to Nox, "Are you okay?"
I think she would just growl in response. Just in and out of consciousness and just growl.
Yeah, just
I
growling.
would do it, but my throat won't let me.
No, you're fair. That's fair. That's fair. So you growl in response. There we go. Thank you, Willie. You got it. It seems like there's a lull that kind of comes over everything shortly afterwards. Nobody comes out to bring you back like normal. And there seems to be like 5 people in the midst of all of this, 4 or 5 people who are kind of like evaluating. 4 people. And then this one, the guy in plate mail, kind of like leans down and he says, I don't know if it matters, but you're safe now.
think she would just growl again.
Just growls again. This guy walks off to the other 4 people to talk about what next. They've possibly got a friendly... really doesn't seem like there's much left of this place or the people that were here, except for them and you. And all 5 of them kind of look at you, and you hear, we might have another initiate, before fades to black again. And we are back in the forest. You picking your teeth with this bone, all 5 of you getting ready to move on. So, character introductions. We've done them. At this point, I want to make a couple of ground rules so that we are all on the same page. While we have all seen, us as players have seen an insight into the past for these particular characters, it doesn't necessarily mean your characters have. Now, if you've made that decision that your person's really open about what happened to them or what's going on, that's fine. And but it is to not be assumed that everyone knows their story. I also want to point out one other really important piece of information. And it'll become apparent why at least to the audience, why we have done introductions like this. Part of a requirement to be initiated into Requiem's Wrath is that you have been directly harmed, or your family or friends or community have been directly harmed by these monsters. For whatever reason, they find that it helps to motivate members. All of you have joined Requiem's Wrath. They've explained, at least in some simple terms, some of the reasons why. So at the very least, it can be assumed that you know something happened to your compatriots. Maybe you just don't know exactly what. After all of this, maybe we see, like in a movie, just like at the very bottom, like comes emblazoned over the screen, like Requiem's Wrath. It's like a big explosion for no reason. Kind of fades out. And we see all of you on the forest to low light, which is the place where you have been tasked with going by Requiem's Wrath to investigate the murder of a family that happened there. Before we go too much farther on, I want to give you guys the opportunity to interact with one another. And so I imagine it's been a long day of hiking. Maybe like all of these scenes that we've seen have been throughout like the span of a day, different things going on. You know, you guys, actually that's perfect. We see like in the afternoon lounging with Izzy on a rock, right? We see maybe in the morning with Iz prepping potions for the day. And, you know, in the evening we see a meal that you all just ate together. And so you're all sitting around a campfire, getting ready to move on. Again, the details about Lowlight have been sparse. Part of the reason that you've been sent here is to investigate exactly what happened and why, and to dispatch with a threat if necessary. With that said, I imagine this is where you are, in the middle of a forest clearing, or maybe tucked in the forest, you know, a ring of stones on the ground, pine needles surrounding you, a fire being set up for the evening, for the night. All of you just finished a meal. So maybe all of you are getting ready to go to bed, or at least make preparations for the next day. I'm going to hand it off to you all to interact with one another before we proceed. Might help
Did
to
anyone
describe.
not finish their meal? I'm hungry.
Back off, it's my food.
Oh, you can have some of
Surely
my
have some
food if you would like.
Oh, thank you. Very
Yes,
kind
of
of you.
course.
Iggy will remember. And he's gonna give a stern look to Iz. Iggy will remember.
Oh, I don't think he likes you very much.
Iggy Iggy did not say. Iggy just said he would remember.
Yeah, but you know the way you said that, I think you don't really like him that much.
Is just gonna
remember.
look
I
Iggy straight in the eye while, like, circling a vial that she's, like, mixing up.
Oh, what are you doing?
Not sharing her food.
I'm just experimenting.
Oh, what kind of experiments are you doing?
Well, so I have this thing that if I drink it and I just go like a little bit numb. So I'm hoping that maybe I can make something that's safe for other people to drink, because when not goblins drink this, bad things have happened in the past. So I'm just gonna
Oh,
keep
can I
this for
try
myself.
and drink it?
No.
Seasoning
Oh.
for chicken. Chicken was not very seasoned. I could
Oh
try.
yeah, shit.
I thought
You
the
know
chicken
what?
was
Maybe one day I
fantastic.
will season your chicken, Iggy.
Oh, all right. Maybe Hyena Man should try.
Nox is just sitting back away from the group, just, picking his teeth with the bone.
I'm gonna
Iggy's
start
just
playing the
gonna take
lute.
the leftover. Go sit on his rock.
So the moment goes by, you guys kind of interacting with one another, talking about the meal, talking about sharing food. Some of you
Not
looking
sharing food.
suspicious. What about Rue? We haven't heard from Rue. How is he interacting in the midst of all of this?
Rue is probably like clearing out a place to set up his tent, and he will probably set like the remainders of his meal on Iggy's rock, but like not really say anything about it. Just set it down.
Just does it quietly?
Yep.
Cool.
Can I... Can I roll something to see...
Can you roll something for what?
see if I can see that happen? With the leftover?
Yeah.
He's not trying to hide it.
Yeah, he's
at
not
all.
trying to hide it, but I think you're not also bringing super attention to it. So here's what I'm going to say. I would like for Sibo and Irish, for both of you to go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Rollies.
And on your character
And it
sheets,
begins.
on your character sheets, there should be there are two perceptions. One is for initiative, and one is just your general perception on the left side of your sheets. So go ahead and just click on the die underneath perception itself. So Nox, you see it before Iggy does.
Nox is gonna get up and grab it.
Okay, Nox.
Knock you down.
Nox, you get up. Iggy, your attention is brought to Nox just making his. You said his, right?
Yeah.
Nox making his way towards you, and you kind of like look to the left, like look to the right, look to the left. You see Rue kind of like looking away, and then you look down beside you, and you see there's like this some food that he just left there. But as you maybe like go out to reach it, Nox's hand is going to get the chance to grab it first.
Hey, what are you doing? That's not your.
Mine now.
Think that was Chompy's meal. You steal from best friend.
I'm bigger than Chompy. I need more food.
Yes, you are fat.
While they're having this little argument over food, Iz is gonna like squeeze her little form onto Iggy's rock just to make him uncomfortable and not have as much space, and just like start scribbling in her formula book.
Why is everyone on my rock?
Why is
I
everyone
needed
what?
someone to write.
I'm
Why
just
is
gonna be
everyone on
skipping
my rock?
around playing music.
This music feels appropriate for what's going on. Funny enough, it's called Mischievous Minds.
Perfect.
So yeah, there's a scampering. I imagine the way I'm picturing it in my head right now is almost like a cartoon, right? Especially like the two of you, just kind of like fighting over food. We've got Rick's over there playing music, Vindo kind of walking off, and is kind of getting closer to give Iggy a little bit less room, just being a little bit petulant. Would you describe it as petulant?
Yeah.
Fair.
So he's gonna lay down on the rock and spread out like he's making a snow angel to make sure he's got plenty of space left on the rock. Personal space. This is my area of the rock.
Yeah, maybe his little limbs start to like push into your goblin body to get you to move.
And anytime he does, there's just clinking in my backpack, and I glare at him every time. Because, like, you do that too hard, you're gonna burst into flames. Obnoxiously loud scribbling as well. Just wanna make sure that's
Obnoxiously
clear.
loud.
No.
That's strange. Oh, I guess it just ended on its own.
Is this, you said this is dinner time, right? So we're probably getting ready to go to sleep. It's nighttime.
Yeah, dinner just finished, so you guys are probably getting ready to go to sleep. So, I know we're kind of starting things in kind of a weird order, but is there anything that you guys would like to do? You know that you'll probably reach low light tomorrow. But for right now, you know, it's about 1 day's travels away. So it seems like this is as good a place as any to kind of bunk down for the evening. Make sense?
Iggy is used to hunting at night, so he's probably going to be kind of scouting the immediate area at night. Not so much, you know, sleeping for the entire night. He'll probably get some sleep, but
Cool.
just kind of keeping an eye out with Chompy.
Who's kind of keeping watch?
Rue will
Iggy.
definitely do it
Iggy will
as well.
in the area.
Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, wait a second. Cool. Well, the night comes. Eventually, you all bunk down for the evening, whether it be fighting over food, preparing for the next day, being quiet about the events that are going on, or what have you. In the middle of the first, who's taking first watch again?
Iggy can. Iggy will take first watch.
Okay. So, Iggy, in the middle of the first watch, I need you to roll me a perception check. $10.
God, my
Okay.
rolls are so good already.
I know.
Right. Bro,
So
you got
begin.
this. You got this.
Well, I will have you know, I rolled a natural 1. So, starting off great on the rolls. So that's fantastic. But that's actually good. Iggy, that's enough with that natural 1 to hear like some people kind of in the distance, and you hear, "Oh, I think they went this way. I think we might be able to get them while they're sleeping." And they think that they're being quieter than they actually are.
They're actually just yelling this.
It's very comical.
Iggy is immediately going to rush to the tents and kind of shake them. Wake up, visitors. And then he'll slink into a bush.
Okay. Well, y'all.
Because that's not creepy, just waking someone up and then slinking away. Did I dream this? What?
That's Iggy. Now you're getting.
Hell yeah.
So here's what I'm going to go ahead. Oh, Jesus. I opened up your summon animal folder, Sibo.
Just put them all out. Put them all out.
Yeah, all of them.
I'm Snow Whiting right now.
That'll be super fair. Awesome. Okay, so here's what's going to go on. You guys have experienced what's going on. So the way you described it is you went up to the tents and you just told them, wake up, somebody's coming. And then you slinked away. Yeah. So you didn't tell me you really tried to do that quietly. So I'm assuming that you made as loud of a noise as they did. And so essentially you just hear, fuck, get him now. But all of you are going to be awake. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to transition us to a new map, y'all. First, I'm going to go ahead and activate that. We don't got like a crazy ton of lighting. I think you guys can see everything. Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I just wanted to make certain that you absolutely could. Draw a light source. So I imagine, because I'm just putting you down on this map right now, why don't you tell me where you guys would have taken camp based on this map location? And that will be your starting location.
Right in the center of the road.
Well, I put you there just because I just threw you on there. But so Vindo,
hanging up top.
Yeah.
That is the most
Good bush
defensible
break.
position. That is what Rue would pick.
sure, and
Hey,
yeah,
look,
absolutely,
there's Iggy's rock right there.
yeah, that fits.
Hey, stay away from my rock.
Sweet. I'll mess with that later. I'll mess with lighting later. But nonetheless, you get the idea. It's dark and it's night. Okay, give me just a
We've got a
second.
kind of campfire, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Was I was trying to draw like a light source on it to kind of brighten up the area. But I'm new to Foundry, and I generally fly by the seat of my pants, y'all. I think you guys know this about me.
What? You do that? Weird.
I did say I'd do it, so I really guess I can't be offended. I wanted to be like, how dare you? But also,
How dare you speak the truth?
how dare I speak the truth and then you speak it back to me and I get mad about it? That makes no sense. Okay, just give me a second here, guys. Perfect.
It's okay, guys. Have no fear. I have dark vision.
Yay, I have low light vision. I don't know what that actually does for me, though.
Cool.
I got low light vision too,
Yeah, so
Nice.
do I.
and I've got scent.
I've got
Yeah.
scent. I smell.
I can smell in a 30-foot radius.
That's how Nox knew that the food was put there.
Yeah.
He was tracking it the whole time.
There you go. There we go. This looks like something here. You know, I'm just gonna, let's do that. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so we actually, we'll go ahead and do, I'm looking at, what's funny is I got everything ready, except for the encounter I wanted to run. So,
Nice.
you know.
Like you do.
Yeah, like you do. So everything else. Oh, perfect. I think this will be good. Yeah. There we go. Boom shakalakas. And I screwed it up again because I'm still learning Foundry. Actors. That's what I got to do. I remember now. They go there.
I just love watching everyone's mouth shake around.
We're chasing each other's dots.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like cats. It's like cats.
Well, I mean, in that case, we have to get Outlaw.
back here.
She's the red dot.
No.
Can I just
Red is
rename
dead.
these? Or no?
Red is dead.
I'm going to have to figure out more in the future, but I think this will get the job done. Okay, one last one. Awesome.
I like this game.
All right, so we're going to put this guy here. I'm going to put this guy here. I need to give them like different colors or something, but 3, 4, 5, 6. Awesome. All right, so now if everybody will, I think now I do this. Nope, and I screwed it up. Awesome. I love screwing things up.
You
trying
got
to-
this.
Trying to remember how to. Oh, I think I just have to roll their initiative in there. Yeah, so everybody go ahead and roll initiative for your characters, because that's what we're fixing to do. And it needs to be a public roll, and we will go from there. Okay, so that was the first one.
20.
Okay, that'll be the second one.
I used my
that'll be
only good roll
third
for the whole
one.
game. Fuck.
Do you
It's
like
a one
my
now. You're
dice?
good.
My dice have little paw prints on them.
No. I
Hmm.
can't remember what I coloured my dice. I think it was
They're
like
pink.
pink or red fire.
Awesome. All right, so all of our initiatives have been rolled, and we're going to get ready for our first official combat, y'all. So here's the thing. Chompy actually doesn't get an initiative. Chompy's
roll.
initiative, yeah, he will act on your number. I wish I could just. Isn't there a way I can just like alter it, update? There we go. So where are you, buddy? What's your initiative? 21. So we're just gonna give him 20. So he'll be immediately right after you.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's right. I couldn't update Chompy's work. That's why we had that issue. A creature with low light vision can see in dim light as though it were bright light, so it ignores the concealed condition due to dim light. Thank you, Rob. Rob is helpful. Rob, by the way, is the one that's allowing us to use his foundry. So everyone say thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you,
Thanks, Rob.
Rob.
Love you.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and turn all of this off. And we need to do like fight music. Oh, wait a second. I realize what's going on. Rob, we're hearing, you guys hear the combat music through Foundry, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to mess around with this later, learning how to do the sound. But can you see where it says global volume controls in the sound area? Just go ahead and turn all of that down for right now, because we're going to use Sirenscape. And otherwise, the audio coming through here will conflict. So we'll go ahead and mess around with that a little bit more later. But at least we got a plan for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and put on some combat music as we get ready to tussle. It is round 1 of this encounter. There are 6 enemies. You are the first one to act,
Oh boy.
beginning the encounter.
There's a lot of pressure being the first combat in the whole thing and not knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, so good. This is actually good because for all of our people who are following along, you'll know that Pathfinder 2e is a little bit different than D&D. Every round, you are given 3 actions to do with as you please. They can be anything. There's less like special bonus actions and less this action. It's just 3 actions. So you can move with an action. You can throw a bomb with an action. You can get your weapon out as an action. You can get a knowledge check to figure out what's going on with these people as an action. It's up to you to decide how you want to use those actions. Like, what would your character do?
Okay.
So I will help you through the rest. If you guys in a broad term, because we'll all pick up the mechanics as we go along. But in a broad way, I need you to describe, like one action at a time. What does Iz want to do? And then we'll walk through each one. Okay?
Well, first up, I guess she's just awoken and oh my goodness, there's bandits over there.
Bum, bum, bum.
She's gonna rifle through her backpack and pull out a Tanglefoot bag, which is a fun, nifty little bomb that tries to stop them from moving too much.
Okay, cool. So first action is you reach in and pull out the Tanglefoot bag.
Mhm.
Okay, that's action 1. You did it. What is
Yeah.
your second action?
My second action is let me have a look.
Sure.
How far away are they? Pretty fucking far. I can move 25, right?
Correct.
So I'm gonna move to the. Oh my god, I can't get rid of the ruler now. No.
It's okay.
Move to here. I think was where the marker was.
You can also so just so you're all on the same page, each square is 5 feet. So if you wanted to, you can highlight your token, and then you can just move them with the directional pad, like 1, 2,
Oh my
3,
goodness.
4. I moved them back to where you put them. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up to help you guys, because I know there's a
That
lot you're
is
learning.
pretty nifty.
All right, so action number 2 was to move. So you have your item, you've moved, you have 1 action left. What would you like to do?
Possibly continue to move.
Okay, you're going to move closer to them.
Yes.
Okay, so then go ahead and move your token
Move
accordingly.
to here.
All right, perfect. That is your turn. You have taken all 3 of your actions. You got out. Actually, normally what you can do is, especially as it relates to weapons, good rule of thumb is you can pull out a weapon as you move.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to take a 3rd action, you can. I'll allow it because, again, you guys are still new to this game, so I want to give you guys the help.
Well, I mean, knowing that, I might have moved slightly differently to be in range of something. Hold on.
That's fair. I think you started out about where I think you started out
I
about.
was like,
There we go.
I'm just figuring out if I can actually get
About
within range
there.
of someone.
I think that's
Yeah.
about where you were. So how range increments work in Pathfinder, because I think you can throw a bomb up to 20 feet, correct?
I can throw them up to 30 feet, because
Okay.
I'm good at bomb throwing.
So here's how it works. You can still make that attack, even if it's outside of your range increment. You just take a -2 to the hit. So if you wanted to be where you are and still throw it, you can do that. It'll just be a -2 to the attack. Does that make sense?
Okay. Is there any way of knowing how far the radius of the bomb is? Because I'm struggling to find that.
A tanglefoot bag is specific to one target. It's essentially
Gotcha.
like a, what's that thing
Less
in
with that and like
Yeah.
kind of with other ones as well, because I know some of them have like splash.
Yes. Good rule of thumb is the immediate surrounding. So I'm just going to move this person just to help you out. So this person, let's say they're right here. It would hit them in the center, and then it would do splash damage to every square that they touch.
Gotcha.
Does that help?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I am gonna try and throw my tanglefoot bag at this purple guy down here.
Okay. Throwing
Actually,
it
I mean, I
at
might
the
as well.
purple guy.
Yeah. I guess I might as well still move. I can move after. That's fine.
Sure.
Okay. Hold my hand. What do I do?
Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to click on your person is, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go to the top left corner where you see the little person. Click on that and select and click on the left click on the select targets option. And then you are going to target the person. You're just going to left click on the person you're targeting. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
I can see that you marked them.
Yay.
Sweet. So now what you're going to do is with your Tanglefoot bag in your character sheet, we're going to go to your actions here. I'm going to bring it up here where it says strike +5. You're going to click that.
Okay.
Just left click on it, and then it will throw it at the target.
Would you like me to actually it's already got the range penalty. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Sick.
All right, so that is a miss. So that is your turn. You moved and drawed, you moved, you threw. And that is your turn. So the guy just goes, "Oh, we're gonna come get you, not you get us." And it is the next person's turn for the encounter. So it is the Riverthorn Bandit. The same one that you actually tried to throw at.
Oh,
So what they're
sweet.
going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move them, is they're going to go 1. And that's the first thing. And they will say, right, it doesn't matter if they're alive, but just want their stuff. So kill them all if you go. And so it sees you right there. And so it is going to go ahead and target you. And let's go ahead and make that with, because they move a little bit, and as they do, they draw their short bow, and then they're going to fire their short bow at you. If I did this correctly, targeting that is a miss. So they miss by 5. He's like, I'll get him, boss. And he's going to fire again at a -5. So he'll get a second shot with his short bow. Total of 11, and both shots miss as you dodge out of the way or run out of the way or get behind something. Iggy, it is your turn. You are up.
All right, so Iggy is going to cast Summon Animal from the bush.
Okay.
You might hear some weird chatter in the bush, and he's going to summon a viper, and you're just going to see like the snake come crawling out of the bush. And I think you have to put the. I don't think I can.
Correct. Let me go ahead and go to your summon animals, and I will grab your viper. It'll be the little person. I'm going to learn how to do tokens here soon, guys. But for the time being, that's your whole turn. I think it costs 3 actions.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. All right. You begin chanting and summoning in the bush, and then all of a sudden, Vind Nox, this viper, just appears out of nowhere.
Oh my god, the bush is hissing.
Now, I think how it works, and I still am learning Pathfinder 2e, especially as it pertains to druids, I think it takes 1 action to command your animal to tell them to do something.
You may be right.
So that means for this round, they'll just kind of like hang out right near you.
We're hanging out in the bush.
Sounds good. Now, go ahead and look that up for me, and if for some reason I'm wrong in the middle, we'll go ahead and we'll try and fix it one way or another. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, it is the other bandit's turn. I should not be on select target. The bandit is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's its first action. Second action is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as it was running, it actually pulled out its dagger, and as it gets close to Vindo, it's going to try to throw its dagger at Vindo. So that's the plan. Here we go. This is a ranged strike attack at a +6 as it throws its dagger. I rolled a natural 2, so good times. That is a 6, so that is just a bad miss. That is a creature's turn, and we go to the next bandit. Is the green bandit. Bandit's going to move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulls out its bow as it's moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets close. It's kind of scared of the giant hyena person, and so it is going to attempt to shoot its bow at Nox. Here comes the roll for the attack. Oh, it was on a 17! And it moved to a 3! Come on, man! All right, I'm mad. I mean, I'm cool. Everything's cool. Let's all just be cool. But that's its turn. It moved twice, drew, and attacked. All right, moving on. Rix, you are up.
Say his name properly.
Rixawick.
Thank you. I am going to move over here behind this rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to pull out my lute and I'm going to play Inspire Courage.
All right. So that everybody knows what's going on, what does Inspire Courage do, Rixawick?
You inspire yourself and your allies with words or tunes of encouragement. You and your allies in the area gain a +1 status bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects.
Okay, cool. So pulls out his lute, begins singing Inspiring Courage. Sounds like you have one action left.
That's big.
Oh,
Whoa.
awesome. Okay, cool. So that is the range for Inspired Courage. Stay within that, and you get the +1 to everything.
I feel so inspired.
Cool. Thank you for that. Cool.
I believe in you
I got a
all. You
question.
can
How do
do
we,
it.
How do we put the +1?
That is a good question. Let's go to status effects. Stunned. Oh, you know what? I know what we need to do. We need to go to. Do me a favor, really quick, Rix. Do you see where you put Inspire Courage in the chat? You see where it says Spell Effect Inspire Courage?
Oh,
Try
I placed that.
Yeah, try and drag and drop that onto people. If you can't, I know I can. So.
I was able to drop it onto myself.
Okay, so everybody,
Oh,
why don't you
sick.
try drag and drop that onto yourself? There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
I would also argue that this would help out your animals as well. So, Sibo, feel free. Actually, I guess I'll drag them onto your animals.
Where do you drag it from?
Chat.
In chat, you see where it says Inspire Courage, and then it says Spell Effect Inspire Courage in a gray box. You see that? There you
Got
go.
it. Okay, cool.
Cool. And so we can do that with all buffs to make things go a little bit faster. Awesome. Good job, team. Awesome.
And that's going to be my turn. I'm just going to hide behind the rock.
Okay, Nox, you are up.
I'm just gonna bolt for this little green guy down here. I think if I go like diagonally, I can get there.
You can probably get there in 2 move actions. There's also this. There's also that guy right there. He's also moving in. So you have.
I can move 5 per square, right?
It is 5 feet per square, correct, and you can move a total of 25 feet.
It takes 25 to get to the little green guy. Do you start on the square that you're on, or the one beside it?
The first square you move into would be the first 5 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I can get there. I can get there in 1 turn.
Okay. So then, yeah, feel free to go ahead and move your token there. That is action 1, movement. Are you pulling anything out while you're doing that?
No. I'm just gonna like get up from where he was curled up next to the campfire and just bolt over and just tear it.
Sure. So now before you make your attack, keep in mind to start rage. That will also be something that would be one action you could do as well. Do you want to do that, or do you just want to attack?
Yeah, I'll rage. How do I rage?
Okay, so it's actually very similar, Irish, to the whole Inspire Courage thing. And I would say this to any buffs that any of you have. Irish, go to your character sheet, and you will see the Rage action under your Actions tab. Open it up, and you'll see where it says Grants Effect Rage, that gray box. Do you see it?
I think I did it.
Yep, you did it. Boom shakalaka. Cool. And all right, so you have one action left. What would you like to do?
Tear into this guy.
Okay, what attack are you going to be using?
I'm gonna bite him.
Okay. So go ahead and target the green guy. Boom shakalaka, you got it, and go ahead and make the attack. Boom. 19. Okay, awesome. So, for those of you who are watching, who are new to familiar with, or who are new to Pathfinder 2e, they changed up the critical rules. So it's not just a 20 as a critical hit, and it's just that 1 is a critical fail. Anytime you succeed by 10 or more, or you fail by 10 or more, that is also that also triggers a critical. So this target's AC is 14. You went 13 above its AC, so you did a critical. So go ahead and press the critical button on your jaws. That's really good damage.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
She snapped him in twain.
She rolled a 2 and got a total of...
No. She rolled a 7.
I rolled 7.
Because it was
Oh,
two
you're right.
times.
You're right.
Two times.
You're right. My bad. Yeah, so you go up to this thing. Irish, describe your immediate kill.
First kill, go Irish.
I go for the jugular.
Yeah, okay. So this ravenous, violent gnoll Nox just like starts like getting on all fours, runs up to this thing. You see it filled with fury and rage as it like reaches its mouth right up to this thing's throat and tears out this man's throat as he falls to the ground dead. I just need to delete him. He's dead. So I'm just gonna delete him. There you go. He's gone. Oh, he's gone from the encounter order too. Awesome. Cool. All right.
Does that intimidate any of the others?
Good job, Stinky Dog.
You know what? I think rules. I think rules is writ. It wouldn't, but I don't know how it couldn't. So why don't you go ahead?
I'm gonna need them to take a sanity check.
Here's what we're going to do, Irish. We're going to use your class DC. So it's 17. So that will be what I'll give you like a free frighten check on these 4 guys right here. So I'm going to have all of them make a will save, and they've got to get 17 or higher to not get freaked out. Make sense? All right, that guy failed. That guy critically failed. This third one is like
steel.
It's like I've seen that happen before.
That's why I'm the boss.
Actually, I like that. We'll say the red one. He was the one calling shots. So you know what? Because he's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him a little buff to notate that he's the leader. So we're gonna give him a few more hit points, and we're gonna upgrade his attacks a little bit because he's the big one. Okay, apparently I can't do that. Well, no. Okay, I'll figure it out. Ayana says the red one's like, I didn't like that guy anyway. For those of you who are watching, I do want to inform you can use points from this channel to help influence the game. You can help me throw obstacles at them, suggest critical hits, suggest critical fails, even help them out, throw them a bone. Those options should be available for those who are interested in utilizing them. So just a heads up. Outlaw players aren't allowed to redeem, so I'm sorry.
Not read what I redeemed.
I know.
Buddy.
You do a dance while crying.
Yeah.
And it feels wrong.
It's good. It doesn't have TTRPG in brackets, so it's redeemable.
Okay, hold on.
Right.
I am in the middle of... Oh, don't you even start that, Vindo. I know you.
Rules as writ. She is gray.
Okay, that guy gets frightened 2 because he got messed up. That guy gets frightened 1. Okay, so all of them are... those 3 are freaking out a little bit. The leader's like, and Nox is covered in blood, gore, and viscera, as any good gnoll would do. And you want to know on how to integrate this? This guy who did the crit fail, he's like, oh God. Immediately starts weeping and dancing for some reason. We don't know why.
Yes.
It is.
Thank
You're very welcome. Thank you. I try to integrate it. It is Thorn River Bandit. They don't like what they just saw. So I think it's very fair that he pulls out his bow as one action. Second action is he will take 2 attacks on Nox. So let's go ahead and take those ranged short bow attacks. Ranged short bow attack number 1, 17. Wait.
17 just.
Oh, you know what? I accidentally gave it the attack penalty, and I shouldn't have. So either way, it will hit. It'll just do regular damage. That's going to do do 4 points of damage to. Nope, I accidentally put it on him. Awesome. So I'm so glad
Got
that
himself in the foot.
he got him right. Shot himself right in the foot. No, stop it. Maybe if I think I gotta select this guy first, and then I gotta target, and then I do the damage. You know, it's You know what?
Take the
Yeah.
HP off.
I got it, Irish. Gosh.
Yeah.
Actually, if you guys can help me take 2 damage to your characters in the meantime, I would appreciate it. That'd be helpful. He will, because he is freaking out, take another attack on you, Irish, because he's a bad guy. So be at a -5. So that'll just be a 10. That is a miss on the second attack. First action was to pull. Second action was to take 2 strikes. All right, we're moving on in the turn order. Here we go. It is now Parko's turn. Parko, what you want to do?
Oh, right, that's me.
Vindo, my bad.
Right, gotcha. So 1 action to draw the weapon that he has, his whip.
Mm-hmm.
And
He
then
has a whip. Oh my god.
he's got a whip.
Hey,
So edgy.
Edgelord.
Whip.
did you hear all of our stories? All of you are edgelords.
Yeah, but he was specifically like, I have a priest robe, but it's not like a normal priest robe. It's like a duster. And me and Willie are like this fucking edgelord.
Yeah.
man.
I
Hey,
know. How am I an edgelord?
You're like a tragic parent died. Come on,
Vindo,
textbook.
Vindo, I think it's
And
cool
then
as hell.
I'm going to go. I don't care. I'm the one
He's
who
so
heals.
proud
If
of
they
him.
die, they die. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can get new people.
Okay, Indiana Jones.
Right? Hell yeah. Don't you make me put a fedora on.
I
I'll
feel
do
like
it.
you're taking some OOC stuff in character. My goodness.
All right, let's move it on.
And
Yeah,
then
this is
we are
bad.
going to cast
RP.
Daze
-1.
on him.
Days on this guy right here. All right. Go ahead and
Oh, I didn't do the target thing.
yeah, make your attack.
Well, you've got to do a save.
You know what? You gotta make a save. Whatever. That is a 10. That is a fail. So he will take some damage. So 5 points of damage. You know what? Tell you what's really helpful about that. We found out that Inspire Courage also affects magic.
Woo!
I like it.
Nice.
That makes sense, and it's. I feel like it's fair because I feel like casters have long gotten the short straw when it comes to like getting buffs that help them in combat as well, like whether it's like just that type of stuff. So awesome! All right, so Vindo, was that a 2-action spell? Daze?
Daze is a 2-action spell. Yep. So
Alright,
my
so-
first action to pull the whip, second and third action to do Daze, and I am done.
Beautiful. All right, gonna move on in the combat. We've got Thorn River Bandit Boss. I'll show you guys how to deal with this stupid dog. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Gets up on Irish's face. And he is going to take out his dagger. Can I edit this stuff? I'm gonna, he has a sword.
We don't
This is
have any reaction stuff, right?
Unless you specifically have something that indicates that you do. Some spells can be activated as a reaction. Here's another big difference in Pathfinder 2e versus D&D. Not everybody gets an attack of opportunity. You only get an attack of opportunity if you have the feat and if you've been trained in it, which makes sense because not like a sorcerer would they really be trained in that. So anyway, I digress. I'm going to also alter the amount of damage this thing does because it's a sword. Give up a little boost to attack.
So it's a reaction when the spell is in effect. Oh man. Okay, so I gotta cast a spell and then I have another. What the heck?
All right, that is a 2, even with all my bonuses. He comes up to you, the leader, because apparently I can't roll above a 5 today, and
That's perfect. Good
Yeah.
tutorial.
You could also see all my rolls, so you know I'm not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna play without me hiding my dice because I want you guys to know, like, yeah, no, he's not. He's being legit.
It works with Delta Green because of the psychological warfare.
It is.
Yeah.
So that's just a miss. He moves twice, and he's a big, stupid guy. All right, final bandit. Gonna move here. 1, 2, 3. God dang it. 3. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. 4, 5. That's action 1. Action 2 is 1, 2, 3. Gets into a flanking position with his friend, so he'll get a +2 to hit. And we gotta bring this knoll down. And then one of the other mercenaries says, "I know a guy.
So
I know a guy." And even the bandits are like, "Oh God, please stop! For the love of God."
Jerry, we talked about this.
Now, I think I can add I might be able to add the flanked condition to you, or I think you gain the flat-footed condition because you're being flanked Irish. So that will be how this attack is reflected. Here comes the strike. It is after I target you again. There we go. Strike with the dagger. Boom. Come on, nat 20. I'll take it. 20. That is a hit. So let me go ahead and roll some damage on old Irish. Ooh, max damage on Irish. 5.
Oh, I'm really going to miss that dumb dog.
A pie. And I did damage to myself again. Awesome. Good times. All right, Irish, thank you. You're fantastic. You're nice, and people say nice things about you. You are up.
Oh boy. Well, seeing everything kind of coming up on Nox, I'm gonna assume that the bomb that I did have in my hand is sheathed because I threw it.
Okay.
Like, that's just an assumption. Do I have to physically sheath that and get something else out, or like I've thrown it? Does that count as a? Do I have to use an action to put it away?
No. So, just sheath it and then pull out another bomb, and that will be your action.
Sweet.
Because you
that was
you already
yeah.
threw it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So your
so
real
my
action
first
will be
action-
pulling out something else.
My first action is gonna be pulling out a juggernaut mutagen.
Okay.
It was the spicy stuff that
Oops. Ignore that.
frickin' Iggy was looking at.
Okay. So action 1, pulling out a juggernaut mutagen.
Put that in my hand. I can't see it. Well, either way, I'm gonna pull it out and then drink it.
Yes. So action 1, pull out. Action 2, drink it. And so what we're gonna do for your juggernaut mutagen is go to your inventory where it is.
Yep.
Do you see it? And if you open up that item of Juggernaut Mutagen Lesser, you'll see where it says Effect Juggernaut, and you could drag and drop that onto your character.
Cool.
Boom shakalaka, you got it.
And then, for my final action, I'm gonna just take a step forward, pulling out my mace.
Awesome. Cool. You step forward, pulling out your mace.
Does that mean we're flanking that guy too?
Yes, I would actually say if you move to that location right there, you will be flanking them. The rules about flanking, by the way, is you have to be able to draw a direct line through the center of the target. So, Allah, you're not flanking here, but you would be flanking right there.
Well, we'll go there.
That's
Tactical.
fair. Again, we're all new to the system and learning, so I just want to make, we're good. All right, Thorn River Bandit. This guy. He's like, oh, you know what? I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't want to shoot his boss. Gets into a position to go after Irish because they just saw you hurt their friend.
Oh no, man.
This poor no. What do you mean this poor no? What about these poor bandits? What did they do?
Get right, bandits.
Already has his bow out, so he's gonna load, take another fire, and you know what? I almost forgot to target Irish again. There we go. Range short bow, modifier. That's all good. Here we go. Oh, it was on an 18 and it moved to a 2.
So close.
Miss. All right. He's like, you know, I'm just dialing in. If you just give me a minute, I'll get him. Please
Boss
don't
is gonna
hurt me,
turn around and
boss.
shoot him in the face.
-5 to hit. Come on. That was on a 14, moved to a 6. That is a 6. That is a miss. And he hangs his head in shame, as he should. Good thing, though, is his frightened condition moves off because it has been around. Actually, this guy's frightened condition would also go down by 1 because he acted as well.
Wouldn't
Okay.
the flat foot thing?
Oh, good catch, Irish. Thank you. Let me go ahead and apply that to him. Thank you for that
So
heads
smart.
up. All right, flat-footed has been applied to him. Iggy, you are up. You have 2
Okay.
creatures.
So if I use the command an animal, I only get to use 1 creature, right? Or does it give both? I'm not really sure on that, and I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, unless otherwise stated, how we are going to play this, Sivo, is first summon Nature's Companion. Is that what it's called, the spell?
It is called summon animal.
Summon Animal. Awesome. Oh,
But I
forgot
also,
that.
as a druid in the animal order, I also have my companion. So I
Yeah.
have 2 out right now.
So generally how it's been in the past, and just to kind of keep things moving, what we're going to do is I'm going to say that your animal will get, the one you've summoned will get 2 actions. A movement and an attack, or 2 movements or 2 attacks, your choice, however you want to disseminate it. And then what I'll say for your companion is you have to use a successful nature check to be able to command them to do what you want.
And
Make
then
sense?
if I use the command animal, would I be able to immediately move him, or would I have to wait till I finish?
You can immediately move him as part of your turn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
And
then
so-
the first thing I want to do is use the command animal, which nature check.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. It's against the animal's will DC.
Okay, that makes sense. So just roll that nature check, and Chompy's will DC is, I think, 15 total.
Okay, so it failed.
'Cause- What did you roll? Yeah, so you try to
14.
command Chompy, and he's hesitant or resistant, and it does nothing. So Chompy looks up at you, and maybe he looks scared,
Okay.
and that's his first action.
Understandable. His you know, the rest of his family's been murdered. You all got to give him a break, okay? And
Okay.
then 5, 15, 20,
Okay,
25. Okay, so then I'm gonna go. That's my movement. That's action 2,
correct.
and then. So if I fail the command animal, I don't get to move the summoned, or I do, because
I
it's
mean,
a separate.
As a command and animal, it says failure. The animal is hesitant or resistant, and it does nothing.
Okay. So it counts for both of them. The command animal is what you're saying.
No. I'm saying that the command and animal only acts for Chompy. I'm saying that as a summon animal, it's a spell. It would be really lame if you spent 3 actions to command an animal that just doesn't listen to you. So I'm saying that this isn't like an actual animal. It's like a spirit animal made of magic, and it will listen to your whims. Yeah, it'll listen to your whims no matter what.
Okay, so he is the snake. I don't see him on the initiative roll, so I can't see his.
He Oh, you can't see his stats? Okay, then I will go ahead and move him. Let's do this. I'm going to roll an initiative for him, but it's essentially just going to be yours. And then that way you should be able to look at his stuff accordingly. So we'll make his 20 as well with Chompy. Make sense?
Okay, so he has a speed of 20, so you can move 27.
5, 10,
15, 20.
He could get right there if you want him. Oh, flanking. Gotcha. Yes, that is flanking. So let me go ahead and apply the flat-footed condition to this guy because he is flanked.
And then he's going to bite.
Yeah.
Where's the attack? Where's the attack? Strike.
So your Viper moves up underneath him with a natural 20. Holy crap.
Yeah, get
okay.
him, stay.
Let's go ahead and apply this fortitude saving throw to... Let me go ahead and target him. Okay. Fortitude saving throw. He rolls a 15. It's a 16, so that is a fail. So, first off, go ahead and roll me regular damage, and then we've got to roll poison damage because he failed the saving throw.
Regular damage.
So from your Viper, okay, it does 1 point of damage to this guy. I will apply it accordingly. I didn't mean to give it to the Viper.
Okay,
you know what?
Then,
-1. Okay.
And then what do I do for is it the crit for the poison, or is that
so
how much he takes each turn?
Actually, he should have taken 2 points of damage because the crit was on the actual attack. The poison will just be an additional D8. So where it says in the box like 1D8, go ahead and under the Viper for 1D8 poison, go ahead and double click on that. So that way, and see if that applies the damage, or at least lets you roll it.
1d8 poison. I don't see the 1d8 poison. I see the piercing. That's what I rolled.
Okay, yeah. So, all right. So this is where it gets kind of confusing. So the attack from him biting is what does the piercing. That's what did the 1d8 -3.
Okay.
All right. That was from the bite. Because this thing failed its fortitude save, the Viper will also do poison damage to him because he wasn't able to resist the poison. So if you scroll up to the Viper's attack where you rolled the natural 20, you'll see Viper Venom saving throw, maximum duration.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, try roll that
see
1d8 poison. And if you can't, just try double clicking it. Or maybe I can. Oh, okay, we both did. Or I did. Maybe you can't?
I don't see a poison, I just see damage.
Okay. Well, it seems lame that I would roll it as the GM. Why don't you just roll me a 1d8 and we'll go from there. So in the chat box at the very bottom, there you go. All right. So the Viper bites this thing. It's surprised by the Raptor and the Viper. And maybe you're the one distracting it. The Viper like comes in and like gets the back of its calf and like sinks in. And you see the guy's like eyes roll into the back of his head as he crumples to the ground, dead.
Oh, the meat will be poisoned. Not good. Not tasty. That's it.
Awesome. All right. So you have gone. Chompy is gone. The Viper has gone.
I still have one more action, right? Because I moved and I...
and commanded an animal. So yes, you have one action left. So you run up. It's already dead. You have one action left.
I'm just going to use my action to move down here and get next to this.
Awesome. All right, you move your action to get closer. Cool. Good job, Sibo.
Maybe this one will taste better.
Okay. I am going to cast Inspire Courage again because it's one turn.
Okay.
So you already have all that. Do that.
We won't need to reapply it because it's already there.
And then I am going to cast Shield on to Nox.
Okay. And this is something you can cast on others or just yourself, just to be clear?
I believe I can cast on others. I think I was reading it. Is it just for me? Oh, it might just be for me. Hold on. I thought I read I could.
Cast time duration until the end of your next turn.
It doesn't say.
Let's see. Usually it will give you a range. And if it doesn't give you a range...
Yeah, I don't see a range. Okay, never mind. Can't cast shield. Sorry, bud.
You tried.
Can you recast the Inspired Courage? Because it says expired for us, so I just want to take off and put it back on again.
There you go.
Thanks.
Cool.
I guess I could have done Lingering Composition and then Inspire Courage.
Well,
But
we can say you did that. That's fine.
Well, because it's so I have to do not have enough focus points. Oh, I don't have. Hold on, I have to check my focus points. Oh, that was my question. What are focus points? Like, how do I get them back?
10 minutes of rest.
10 minutes of rest.
Correct. So it's assumed that you have at least one.
Okay.
Well, actually, at this point in time, you guys have just been walking all day. You would have both.
Okay.
And Inspire Courage, I don't believe, takes a focus point.
No, it doesn't. But I'm using Lingering Composition, which does.
Okay, so you had to flourish your composition to extend its benefits. If your next action is to cast a cantrip, commit with the turn, attempt to perform it, usually standard, the effect depends on the result. Oh, okay, cool. So then, yeah, go ahead and roll me that performance check, and let's see what you get.
Where do I find it?
So that'll be under your...
I will find it. I found it.
Okay.
I kind of hate that Riz is a slightly childish, but still definitely reminiscent of alternate Linus.
Wow.
I will find it.
That is a success. Now, it's not a critical success, but it is a regular success. Everybody gets Inspired Courage for 3 rounds as opposed to just it tapering off.
So do I just drag it onto my guy 3 times? Like, how do I do that?
No. So I've essentially, the only reason, as long as you guys don't right-click on a... Oh, I see what you're saying. That is a good question. I don't know how to get to stay up longer. Normally, left clicking would increase the effectiveness of an effect. So we'll just for the time being, we'll just reapply it, but it's good for 3 rounds. So that will, just so we're all on the same page, that will taper off after round 5.
Okay. Well, that's my turn.
Okay. Lingering Composition, Inspire Courage. Your compatriots are inspired. Nox, it is up. You have been slashed. You have been shot at. They're clearly gunning for you after tearing out the throat of one of their friends.
I'm gonna go for the throat of this guy.
Which one?
Red guy.
Go for the
big
leader?
boss man?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, wait. I gotta adjust his AC, because he's the boss.
Nox.
25 AC. Go.
One of them's gotta be made of tougher stuff. All right. Take your attack. Target him whenever you're ready, Miss Irish.
I think I already targeted.
Yes, they're already targeted, so go ahead and make the attack. Try and bite him. Natural 1. So, I forgot to mention this earlier, and I think I told you guys beforehand. I have a special table for critical fails and for critical successes.
Oh, I remember.
Yes. So, what I'm going to need from ye is I'm going to need you to roll me a D100, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what happens. Good rule of thumb.
Roll
That's
one
right,
low,
because you
Irish.
rolled terrible that one time.
I rolled like a 96 and died.
It was hilarious. We did like a small, this is how we play. And
I didn't get to try at all.
You got to try. Just,
She became
also-
a campfire.
She did become a campfire. Currently,
My
what I
wife's
have,
dream.
40. Your weapon is knocked out of your hands.
Well,
Can't knock your teeth out. So what I'm gonna say is, he gets his sword up, and you bite down on the sword, just like steel, and you jar your mouth. So it's like ah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna impose a condition on you. I'm gonna say
All her teeth fall out. She has to gum her food from now on.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. You have to gum everything from now on. That's...
Oh no, you poor thing. Don't worry, I'll mommy bird for you.
Enfeebled.
please don't take her teeth out. I don't want to see that.
Enfeebled, I feel like probably encapsulates best what we're doing. And so roll me a D4, Irish, and we will say that the enfeebled condition lasts for that many rounds. 3. You have the enfeebled. You're physically weakened, which fits. Enfeebled always includes a value. When you're enfeebled, you take a status penalty equal to the condition value to strength-based rolls and DCs, including strength-based melee attacks. So I feel like that fits the situation for what we're doing here. Okay, that was attack 1. You have 2 actions left.
Can I try and tackle this guy to the ground?
Sure. Go ahead and target him and do an athletics check for me. And I want to say that it's I always do this wrong. I want to say it's like an opposed athletics check, which it might be, but it might be like a set fortitude save or something like that. So let me just look this up while you're doing that. Grapple. You attempt to grab an opponent with your free hand. Attempt an athletics check against their fortitude DC. All right. So this is against the leader. I forgot to upgrade them a little bit. I was giving them kind of like a +2 bump on everything. Cool. All right. The DC is 17 to grapple him. Go ahead and make me an athletics check. That is a fail. You just kind of flail on him. And he's like, we need to really kill this one. It's trying to bite me. And you see what he did to Bob.
Iggy's gonna turn and say,
He's got rabies. Get away from him.
You say that about Knox?
about Knox, yeah.
He's got rabies. Don't go for it.
I love it.
Don't let him bite you.
He just looks at you like, awesome. Action 3, Irish, you're up.
Grace says that I want to go for the bite again.
Okay, go for the bite again. This will be a minus 5. The -5 strike.
Get up.
Oh, it was on that one. But it's just a 7. So that is just a miss. Okay, cool. That is your turn, Irish. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, that sucks. All right. It is the bandit's turn. This is the one that was shooting at Irish earlier. I'm going to have him also make a move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They're going to go ahead and try and target you. Whips out his bow, which he already has. Takes his first strike. This will be at a +5. Natural 3. Because I can roll for shit today. Awesome. He'll take another attack. -5. Come on.
That's okay. We can't roll for shit either.
15. That's a hit. All right. So finally, he'll go ahead and do the damage. That's going to be 1d6. And
How do we see everyone's HP?
3 points of damage, Irish, if you'll go ahead and apply that to Nox. I don't think you're able to.
yeah, I think you can only see your own.
Correct.
Same with character sheets.
So
only
you
see
guys
your
will
own
have to be
character
like, oh my god,
If you
I'm
hover
bleeding.
my bar, can you see my health?
You can see I can see your bar anyway, but I can't see a bar on anyone else, which is weird.
I set it for hovered by anyone in settings.
I don't see a number, but I see a bar, so that's pretty good
And
representation.
if you right-click your token, there's a little gear to the left.
Oh.
Display name hovered by anyone, and then resources hovered by anyone.
You know what, Willie? Thank you. That's really helpful. Hero point.
Cool.
Woo!
Is mine fixed now?
Yes.
Sweet.
Awesome. Well, cool. That's something we can all apply. Irish, did you take that 3 points of damage?
Can you see my health?
Awesome.
Yes. No.
Awesome.
No, but I
No?
see your name. And I
guys
see
don't
Irish's health, but not name.
You might not-
Oh, you look okay. I was worried about you.
Okay, you got it
You
now.
look fine.
All
Yeah,
right.
you're fine. I thought you had a lot less health than that. You're good.
We are going to go ahead and keep this moving. And so it is the bandit's turn. He got one strike. That was his turn. And now we are on to Rue. Go ahead, Mr. Vindo.
Okay. I'm going to move my 30 to...
Can he get all up in there?
to here.
Cool, cool.
And then going to cast heal on as a 1 pip.
Oh, okay. Going to cast one. Heal is a 1 pip on Nox.
On Nox.
Okay.
Do I have to target Nox? Target healing.
Awesome. All right. Cool. So if we are, if I can actually target her, I think I could just do. Okay. I accidentally healed the bandit. Fantastic. Good times. How am I still focused on the bandit? I bet I had to select and then target and then. There you go.
And then with my other action, I am going to use the whip to attack this one.
Okay. Do you have range on that whip past 5 feet?
I have reach.
Oh, okay. Then fantastic. Going after the big boss.
I don't see as. Oh, there. Nope, that's not it.
You
How
don't
do I
see-
roll for the whip?
Let me go ahead here.
Click the
Actions.
picture. Oh, like a little rolly.
Ah, okay. There we go.
Yeah, it should say strike +1. And whenever you're
That's
ready,
on,
roll.
that's on.
Oh, it was like on a 17. All right, so unfortunately that is a miss with the whip. You try to strike out at the bandit leader, and it is a miss. That is all 3 of your actions. Move,
was all 3.
heal, attack. All right, moving on in the encounter to... this is the... What call it? Big Bad John.
I mean, he
Crap,
can be
we're
as
gonna
big
need a
as
mine
and
to
bad
fall
as
on
all you
him.
want, but like,
And that's the
he's
only
still
way to
only a
kill him.
bandit leader.
All right, Big Bad John is like, I'm going to slice you up, Noel. I don't care. And so it's going to go ahead and let's see. Select Big Bad John. I'm going to target Nox. Going to do a melee sword strike with a +7. Natural 20,
Oh
baby!
my god.
Natural 20!
At least you just got here.
And you want to know what? Because I named
Don't worry,
him,
big guy.
he gets to roll on the table. Because that's the rule.
Oh,
You have to
here
be
we
a
go.
named character to roll on the table. I will remind everybody, if a D100 is ever like rolled on the dot, instant death.
Yay.
It's a 1% chance. What are the chances it's ever going to happen, right? But it's fun they have it there. Okay, 2 times damage, and Nox is knocked prone. So first, let's go ahead and do this critical. Ooh, max damage. All right, so 14 points of damage on Nox. Let's go ahead and target Nox. Let's go ahead and try and do the... Hey.
When we're going to the movies?
Hey, I finally did it.
You know, looking so good.
Hold on, buddy. We'll talk about that in a bit, okay? All right, so yeah, that was a big old hit, and that was just his first action. All right, Big Bad John is up again. He's got 2 more attacks left, or just actions. I like the idea of him trying to intimidate you after that. He's like, you want to see cut? I'll make a cut. And so his second action is like, he kind of like revels in the attack. So this is going to be against your will DC to make, to essentially influence you. So it's not enough. You are resilient. And he's like, well, I'll still show you a lesson. And so he's going to take another strike at a -4 on Mr. Knox. That is a 9. That is a miss. Goes over her head. All right. It is last Thorn River Bandit. He's like, yeah, let's kill this one. And so they're not dumb. So they're going to stay. They're going to stay on mission. Attack Knox. There. Oh, I think that's what was happening earlier, wasn't it? Okay, he's gonna strike with his dagger.
Hold on. Nox is prone right now.
You know what? You threw your friend under the bus, and so that gets a hero point.
Oh.
You get a hero point.
Great. So worth it.
Yeah, no, I love when my players are all like, yeah, let me help you out, GM. Teacher. All right, I need to double check on the prone condition because I think that actually will make the attack hit. Actually, well, the 9 I think would have missed no matter what. You're lying on the ground, you're flat-footed, and take a -2 circumstance penalty to attack rolls. The only move action, you can take cover. You don't have an... so you're already prone. So I'm just going to add another -2 to it, which would damage you, Nox. So let's go ahead and apply that. Only 2 points of damage. So let's go ahead and apply that to Nox. Okay. Awesome. I love when my players help me out. It's so nice. So nice of them. Somebody wants to suggest a critical fail. I don't know who redeemed that. Was that you, Aya? Oh, Bad Bandit, no hurt Nox. Oh, so she wants...
gotta hurry up and roll a 1.
Yeah, what I'm hearing is... Yeah, so that means like when there is a critical fail, you can suggest a critical fail to me to add to the table. So like they break an arm or a leg or something like that. I think how you were trying...
I think she should just suggest that he actually just rolled a 1.
I think what she's saying is that, yeah, that's what she was hoping, is that it would like nullify the attack.
To be fair, she still has a hero point for skeletal soldier number 3.
Yeah, right. Okay, back to the encounters. He got 1 attack in. That was a success. He will go ahead and take another strike on Irish. Let's go ahead and do that with his dagger. That's a -4 to hit. That will be just a 12. So that is just a wash. That is a miss. He does not like being flanked. So he is actually going to move here and kind of form up with his buddy. That will be his final action. And it takes us to the top of the turn order. Round 3 is you are up.
Okay. I'm gonna move. Can I move to here?
Yeah, if you'd like. Action 1, move.
Okay. Hang on a minute. Let me just read. Okay, I'm gonna smack with my mace.
Okay, you do have your Juggernaut whatever thing on, so yeah, awesome.
I do. What does that do again? 5 temporary hit points and a bonus to fortitude save. Let's smack.
All right, yeah, so strike with your mace whenever you're ready.
Oh, fuck.
That is a miss. That is an 8.
What a good roll.
Yes,
And then
you have 1 action
we'll
left.
use our last, as I should probably have clarified and targeting the yellow guy. And we're gonna strike again, and we're totally gonna hit this time.
That
Told
will
ya.
be a hit. You did call it. Go ahead and roll me
Yeah.
damage. Also, this person is flat-footed, which is not on them. All right, let me go ahead and target them and give that damage, or I'll just give you
I
that
assume
damage.
that first one still
She'll take
would've
it. She'll
missed.
take it.
I don't want to take it, no. My temporary hit points.
Thorn River Bandit takes 5 points of damage. It has been applied to them. I need to remember to select and target. So I figured it out now to apply it consistently. All right, that is your turn. You run up behind this person, take your mace, and
Quit
just like,
hitting the knoll!
thwack right in their leg, and they're like, oh god. All right, it is Thorn
Right for the kneecaps.
River Bandit's turn. He is going to go ahead and let's see. He's going to take a 5-foot step here, and as he does, he's going to pull out his dagger, and then he's going to target you. And
Let me put flat-footed on you.
oh,
I was literally dragging it.
awesome! Thank you guys for helping me to apply those status effects. It makes the game move. Appreciate that. Strike with the dagger on the goblin. The goblin. That is a 2. That is just a miss. All right, he kind of like limbers up. He's like, all right, this next one's gonna hit. This next one's gonna hit. I know it's gonna hit. It's gotta hit. So here we go.
I'm too small a target.
-4 to hit. Here we go. 15 is a hit. That's a hit. Wait. Oh yeah, on his. Yep,
yeah.
that is a hit.
Yep.
The flat-footed condition did it. All right, with the dagger, damage is going to be 3, and we'll go ahead and apply that to Iz. So it's a total of 4 points of damage. All right, comes up behind you. Shink, shink, shink. We're going to kill all of you and take all your things. All right, it is Iggy's turn.
All right. He's going to go, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And
Okay.
it is going to, that's one action, and then let me go ahead and before I do my other action, I'm going to move this guy. 5, 15.
I said he
20.
misjudged the goblin's height at the first attack, which that's why he missed.
And then I'm going to cast this.
Oh, what do we cast it? Animal allies. You summon tiny, ordinary animals from the environment, such as insects, birds, or fish, to quickly lash out at nearby foes. The animals swarm around the creature in the area, dealing each of them 3d4 damage. What is place a 5-foot emanation?
So I guess that's the box around me, so all 3 of those would get hit.
Fuck yeah.
So now, I want to be clear, how I'm reading this is that it will hit, like, essentially...
Foes, right? Only enemies?
It says creatures. It
says nearby foes.
Oh, does it?
It says lash
To
out at
quickly
nearby
rush out
foes.
at other foes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, then yeah, I think that's good. You can get all 3 of them with that emanation right there. So what we're going to do here, buddy, is we're going to target each one, and we're going to need to do a reflex save for all of them. All right, I'm going to roll that. We're going to see what happens. Oh, I see what it did. Okay. So, I see what I did wrong. All right, so it just brings up the... okay. There we go.
Damn, that one.
Okay. So we're going to go with the first 3 rolls because that's what's fair now that I figured it out. So 2 of them fail, 1 of them succeed. Now for the spell, does it specify whether or not they take half damage if... does it specify whether or not they take half damage if they succeed? Because sometimes it will specify that in the spell.
I don't see anything about them taking half. Let me double check. No. Nothing about taking half.
Okay. So then it sounds like 2 of them fail and 1 of them succeeds. The two weaklings are the ones that fail. So we'll go ahead and give them the full amount of damage. You want to go ahead and press the damage button on animal allies? Oh, you already did. Cool. Well, I could tell you that is enough. Like, what are the type of creatures that you're calling out to?
It would be like tiny little compies come running out of the forests.
Okay.
Tiny little ankle biters.
It's horrifying because a horde of compies comes out of nowhere, and they, like a piranha swarm, make their way from target to target, like killing both of them. You see them all just like, oh God! It's like little claws and little teeth go ahead and rip these 2, the yellow and the purple one, to shreds.
Back strong, back devour.
It reminds me of the scene from Jurassic Park.
Yeah, a little bit.
Exactly. The guy gets out of his car and just stares at him.
There we go. Okay, cool. So now I can go ahead and select this guy, and he's gone. All right, all that's pretty much left is the leader and 1 guy who's shooting. You've killed 4 of them. Iggy,
That's all my turn.
that is
Oh,
your turn.
actually, hold on. The snake moved. I can use his second to move him closer, right? His second action.
No, the snake you get for free. You get 2 actions for free for the snake.
Right, but so I already moved his 20. I can use the second action to just move him that extra square.
Oh, yes, if you'd like to, yes.
Okay. That's
Cool. All right, so let's skip past these guys. It is Rixawick Fizzle Pop. Your lingering composition lingers throughout the air, inspiring your friends. How would you like to proceed?
I'm just gonna click it again so everyone can
Reapply it.
Yeah.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you. I feel so inspired.
So inspiring.
And then I am going to do nothing.
Okay, and Rixawick is going to do nothing.
Actually, wait.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How long does it take to get spell slots back?
Spell slots, you need to have like a full night's rest.
Okay.
Focus points, like lingering composition, is a 10-minute rest.
Cool.
Das gut?
How many do I have? I have 2, right? Yeah, I have 2.
Sounds like you have 2 focus points right off the bat as a bard.
Yep.
For a rocket, though.
I'm done.
All right, you are done. All right, we move on to Nox. There are 2 enemies left. The leader, whom you've been in combat with, who just cut you good. And then...
Okay, so if I get up, I'll lose the flat foot, right?
Correct. And it might invoke an attack of opportunity if they have that.
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna move to the side, so we're flanking.
Okay, you stand up, that's action 1. You move to the side, that's action 2. And you are no longer flat-footed either, but you are still enfeebled from chomping down and like you're getting your bell rung on that sword. But you have your 3rd action left. What would you like to do?
Gotta go for a bite.
Okay, go ahead and target the leader, who we have named Big Bad Joan.
Here we go.
Alrighty, go ahead and make that attack. Natural 2. That is
Oh,
a
no.
7 total. Luckily, it is not a critical fail. But that is your third attack. What's good is the enfeebled condition goes down after you have taken your turn. So it's now only at enfeebled 2, not enfeebled 3.
Hey, Irish, remember when you like bit that guy's throat out?
Right?
It was really cool.
It was really cool.
I swear she's rabid. I'm not lying. I swear.
This.
Can we
Go
put the
ahead.
flat-footed on the boss guy because he is flanked now?
Yes, let me go ahead and add that on. Done. Flat-footed is on.
Woo!
Okay. It is this guy over here's turn. He is going to be no longer frightened. That's been on for a while now. He is going to drop his bow as a free action, pull out his dagger as action 1. Action 2 is God dang snake. He is going to go ahead and attempt to attack the snake. So here we go. Melee strike with the dagger. On the Viper, natural 2. I've rolled more
It's so
twos
small and wriggly.
in this game than I ever have in my life. But yes, it's small and wiggly. That's why he misses.
Hey,
Action.
I rolled a 2 as well. So
It's true. There's a lot of twos. This is like that one game of Settlers of Catan where, for whatever reason, like the low numbers are working, and you're just like,
Right?
this makes no sense. I hate this. Why are you defying
if
statistics?
this was Delta Green, we'd be on fucking fire right now.
We'd also be dead because he's rolling too.
Oh, good
Yeah.
point. Yeah. All right, that is a hit on the Viper. So we're going to go ahead and damage that Viper. Got to make certain to select it as well. That'll be 3 points of damage. Viper takes 3 points of damage. That is its turn. It is your turn now, Rue.
Okay, so first of all, we are going to do Healer's Blessing on Nox
Cool.
for 1 pip, and then we are going to cast our heal for 2 pips on Nox as well.
Cool. All right. Okay, so there's 12 points of healing. Let's go ahead and I think I need to apply that. Heal. 12 points on Nox. Nox,
Hell
all of a
yeah.
sudden getting a second wind.
You feel great.
Filled with positive energy.
And that is all 3 of my turns.
All right, Vindo, good job. All right, this guy looks around, sees he's surrounded, sees his compatriots dead, and he's like, this isn't worth it. And he just starts running away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5.
Do we get
Little
attacks of
bitch.
opportunity?
20. Nope. Attacks of opportunity is something you actually have to be trained in Pathfinder 2e.
Oh, okay.
So fighters start off with it, but I don't think any other class does. And he will take his remaining actions to run away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This other guy, though, was like, what the fuck? And it's a new round. You are up.
Oh, you look tasty.
Oh, God.
Like flip.
Oh god, I'm targeting myself. No. 25. And
Okay.
then I am gonna, while I was running, pull out a lesser alchemist fire. Because what
Okay.
could go wrong?
Sure.
And then I'm gonna throw it at this guy.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll me that to hit. 16. That is a
Oh,
hit.
fuck yeah.
So now go ahead and roll me damage on that attack.
Okay.
So that is 5 points of persistent damage. and 1 point of persistent fire damage. So he will take 1 point of fire on his turn as he's just engulfed in flames from this lesser alchemist fire.
Now, one other thing, because I'm a bomber, when I throw an alchemical bomb with the splash trait, which this does have, I can deal the splash damage to only my primary target instead of the usual splash area. So I'd like to apply that extra 1 damage onto him. From the splash.
You can do that.
Very precise at my throwing.
It takes an additional 1 point of damage. He looks frazzled and charred and all burning up. I can't turn. Was that my son or was that my wife? Oh, hey, lovely face. What, buddy? I'm almost done. We're almost done, buddy.
I want to play games.
All right.
And yet, then, as my last action, I'm just gonna revel in his on fireness.
10-4. Iggy, you are up.
All right. 5. Oh, not there. There. 25.
Sure.
Okay. He's gonna run into position.
Okay.
And smelling the blood, he is going to rush up to him and claw into him.
I guess Iggy will be really happy if this happens because he's
Iggy,
already been
pre-charred
cooked.
meat. Yeah. Nice one.
1d100.
I will remind all of you, you guys have hero points, which allow you to re-roll rolls or immediately stabilize your character from the death condition. And you get 1 every session.
Oh, I'm gonna use that thing.
Yes, that's
How do
what
I
I wanted.
use it? Or do I
So
just
if you go to your character sheet and you go to the top, you'll see hero points, and there are little circles with the H in it. And so just you right click on it to subtract, and you left click on it to add.
Yes, I had 2, so I'm only supposed to have 1. So there. Okay.
There you go. So go ahead and roll your attack with the claw.
Would it be at a +4 still?
Yes, you're rolling your natural attack with the claw. It's as if it didn't. Okay, so that's just
It's as if it didn't even matter.
It's just a miss. All right, you have 1 action left. So if you'd like to make another attack, you can.
He is, yeah. He's gonna attack again. And then he's gonna fucking rip his throat out.
Go ahead and roll.
He's already eating it while he's
Okay.
still alive.
I'm gonna be. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage or critical. Actually, go ahead and roll critical. Okay, so that is 6 points of damage. Sibo, describe your kill.
He climbs up his leg, right his throat. Yeah, tasty. And just starts dragging him back to the bush where he's after it.
Amazing. Okay, now for the sake of if we play this out, there'll be a lot of running, and it's just gonna kind of just drag on. So
how far away is he, first of all?
He is he will get 75 feet per round.
Okay, the reason I ask is how far is he currently from us?
I did not mean to place that down. I was trying to get the ruler out to help. Token controls, measure distance. Depends on who. 55 feet from you,
from
75,
me.
85, yeah.
So if I move, I can move 25 feet, and then
Correct.
daze is a 60-foot range.
Yes, you could daze him, and that would stun him on a...
critical fail.
Which would slow him down. Actually, I think even on a fail, he's stunned, but if it's a critical fail, he's stunned too. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just put the spell in chat. You cloud the awesome. Okay.
So I think it's only if he critically fails, he is then also stunned.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it just does damage.
All right, let's go ahead and do that will save for him. It is a 14. So
Where was the 2?
He saves and just takes the damage. The 2, what 2?
You were supposed to roll another 2, Prankster. Oh my god.
Yes, sir. He does take 5 points of damage, though. So you hear, "Oh, my head!" as he's running away.
Yeah, they'll show him.
So that would be move. That would be daze. I want to give everybody the chance. Rixie, would you continue to hide?
Excuse me, I'm not hiding. Jeez.
You literally described it as hiding earlier.
I'm just hanging out. No, I am going to do a few little spells.
Rob says shoot him in the back. All right, what spells are you going to do?
Okay, I'm gonna cast musical accompaniment. I'm just gonna play music.
Okay. Nox. Oh, so that's it. You're just gonna play music. That's the action.
He's back by the campfire, sitting on a stump, just playing an instrument the whole time.
Play nice music for everyone. I was gonna do 2 spells, but they're both cast time 2, so I can't do both.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So at this juncture, because you've carried him off, the only one who's really in pursuit could be Rue and Nox. Otherwise, it seems like this guy has got away. Nox, are you going to continue to run after him?
Yes, he's running away like prey.
Absolutely fair. Okay.
Oh,
there.
Here. I forgot to do the...
This guy is pretty much only going to run. So assuming, so at this juncture, the only people who are in a position to catch him would be Iz and Nox. Iz, are you giving pursuit as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right. There's one enemy left. They are they have been harmed. And you are going to win this. It's not a question of if at this point. So
It's a matter of when.
it's a matter of when, which is why I'm like, let's not drag this out. So describe to me how the two of you work in tandem to eventually catch this guy and bring him down.
So Iz's thought is to, she knows one thing that can stop someone, and that's a big old ball of ice, and she's going to throw her frost vial to try and slow him down so that Nox can run up and just bite him in the throat. Or whatever Nox has in mind. She watched Nox brutally just eviscerate someone right in front of her, so she's just kill him.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, you cast out this spell trying to slow them down. I'm gonna, just to be sporting about it, I'm gonna give them a reflex save. I think it would be a reflex save to avoid it. And we'll kind of let that roll. He rolls a natural 20. He rolls a natural 20. So you cast this spell trying to slow him down, and he's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, and somehow he gets even faster. Nox, because that spell would take actions, that puts you farther back, which means that Nox would be the only one who could really be on his heels. So Nox, describe to me how you are going to try and catch up to this person. At this point, it would just be you.
You know how when a predator goes after a prey,
Okay.
and they literally beeline for them, maybe go to the side and slam into them and knock them over.
Sure.
He's gonna do that and then go for the front.
All right. Let's go ahead and do opposed athletics checks to see essentially if you're able to catch up. So his athletics check will be to run away. If he gets first person to 2 successes, wins. If you catch him, you knock him down, you're going to be able to kill him. If he wins, he will run away. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so roll me an athletics check, and I will roll an athletics check for him. Not a bad roll for yourself. Natural 20 on this guy.
2 in a row.
Now they come out, yeah. So he sees you, and he is scared shitless, and he's just like, oh god, like crying, a little trail of pee, which is how you're able to follow him. It's but
descent feet.
but it's working, and he is like you just did not anticipate how fast he would be. All right, so now make another athletics check, and I'll make another athletics check. 16. Hey, beautiful.
Gaining on him.
He's too busy peeing, not busy enough running.
Too busy looking back to see how close I am.
Sure. Sounds good, baby.
Always know
All right.
that slow down.
All right, taking off the hood because this is where we are. Oh my gosh! So okay, he trips on a rock, and you're like, oh my god, and you start salivating. You're catching up to him. Go ahead and final athletics checks. Let's see here.
This is like the driving in Delta Green. This is so like dramatic. Oh.
Oh. All right, so he's running. He eventually gets like to the edge of a ravine that goes into a lake. He sees that he's there. He's got enough space. He sees you there, and he just like jumps into the water. And you get to the ravine, and you pretty much know what would have had to have happened. Like he either would have had to have jumped or whatever, but you don't see any sign of him. And so he's effectively gotten away. Ayana says he drowns. But does he? Or is he an enemy for me to bring back later? Should be fun. Eventually, you go back to the camp empty-handed, not with your prey or your quarry intact, Nox.
I pick up one of the other bodies and drag it to the fire.
Well, I hope it's not the poison one.
Before they start burning corpses, we're going to double check to make sure they don't have anything of value on them.
Well, Iggy's already grabbed.
I've already charred that one for Iggy. Is it just going to give Iggy a you're welcome and then go back to the campfire?
Iggy's over here. Hold the dead one that he dragged back for Chompy, who's scared, hiding in the bush. And you're just gonna see the bush like rustling as Chompy's eating the body, and eventually Iggy's just gonna throw a bone out at Nox.
I just finally thought of a way to do this. Shazbots, can I just drag and drop there? No. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, because that cheese thing that you guys saw earlier, that was supposed to be like party resources. So first off, hold on, I've done everything backwards. The combat is over.
How many wheels of cheese did we have?
That was just something
Apparently,
we were testing with.
Cheese is the currency of this world.
All right, so first off,
you got Gouda? Yeah.
You guys win. Awesome. Good job.
Yeah.
Victory over your enemies. 5 bandits are around you on this particular night. You tend to your wounds. You take care of yourselves. You loot the bodies, as any adventuring group does. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make us something here. And I think that this is the best course of action to do it. So Rob,
is anybody still hurt?
I mean, I'm hurt, but long rest will fix it, right?
My snake is hurt, but I'm pretty sure it just dies after 10 minutes, so. Or goes back to nature.
Configure owner. All right, so you guys should see underneath all the folders, you should see something called the party loot sheet. Do you see that?
Party loot sheet, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Wait, where are we looking at? Where?
So like where the actors are, so third one in that's got the number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here is 4, so it's 20 silver pieces that you would have been able to have gotten. There we go. You got several sets of armor, several short bows, several daggers. And then there would have been some arrows that you would have been able to have gotten as well to be able to utilize the bows. Give me a second here. Now, I need one of you to test something for me. I wish I could just, instead of doing that, that's really obnoxious. I would like for one of you to try and drag a dagger onto your character sheet from the party loot sheet.
What'd you say?
I would like for
How
one of
many
you
do
to...
you wish to move?
Somebody did it.
This says, how many do you wish to move?
Yeah, I put it one in the loop.
Okay, one. Perfect. I just wanted to make certain it works. All right, so this is where all party loot is going to go, and then you guys can go into the shared loot sheet together and disseminate who gets what, you know, how you want to. As a good rule of thumb, all the silver will get split equally, but then and anything you sell will get split equally. I've been a part of some groups where that doesn't happen, and then all that happens is resentment builds up. So that's just the rule we're going to make right off the bat, and I think you guys would be amenable to that.
Does anybody want to be in charge of the party loot sheet?
I'll take the ration, if that's what you mean.
I already
that's not
took
what I meant.
some silver.
Oh.
So there's like one of two ways to do this. We can part it all out, or we can just leave it in there and use that as a quote-unquote party bank.
So it's going to be partly party bank, and however, it's also going to be. Hey, Ceiling Ninja, how are you, buddy? It's going to be part party loot sheet, and it will also be something that you can just pull stuff off when you would like an item. If there's something in particular, we'll go ahead and roll for it, and that whole 9 yards. We're going to put a pin in the party loot sheet because I promised my wife I was going to watch television with her, and we don't have much time because she's got to be gone this evening. So what we are going to do is we're going to put a pin in the loot. We'll come back to it on Wednesday. We should be able to start on time Wednesday at at 2.
Are we starting an hour later?
Yes. So actually, if you check out the Discord, I have I pinned a message for the start times for Mondays and for Wednesdays. So if you're ever confused, you can go to that pinned message and see. The rule of thumb is, well, I'll let you look at the thing. But for tonight, for this, let's go ahead and kind of like close up shop, and the enemies have been taken care of. What are your characters doing as we kind of pull ourselves out of this scene and close up shop for our game today? What are they doing?
I am skipping around, having a bunch of floating instruments around me and dancing lights everywhere, just having a nice little performance. Having a
Sweet.
good time.
Awesome. I like it. All right. What about the rest of you guys?
Nox is going to give Rue like a big side pat hug thing as a thank you, and then walk towards the campfire and just sit down and like pick his teeth with a bone or some of that human meat.
You said some of the human meat?
Yeah.
God, I hope it wasn't the poisoned one. God, I hope it wasn't the poisoned one.
You're
Something tells me he
neutral.
wants it to be the poison one.
Gonna have to adjust your alignment if you're eating people. Okay.
Oh, well, Iggy definitely does that too.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll take a
Chaotic
look at
neutral, though.
that. Okay.
Is gonna request a calmer song from Resin Go to Sleep.
Rue will probably go through and finish touching up and healing off anybody who is still hurt,
Sure.
and then go to sleep.
Iggy took first watch, so Iggy, on a full belly, is made a little nest for himself in the bush and is not asleep.
You're up. Not my turn anymore. You got
Oh, I guess
watch.
it is my
Rue.
turn.
No sleep for you.
So he gets to like get into his tent, like put his head on the pillow, and like, all right, cool, it's your turn. All right, and then he's gonna get back up, walk back out to the fireplace, and then run his watch shift.
Glad I took first one. No long rest for you.
Gonna
Awesome.
just toss a thumb to Iggy and
How do we take our long rests for the end of the session?
So that is a good question. That might be a button that I specifically hit, or that might
if
be.
you look under your max HP, there's a
It's a
bed
resting
that you can rest for the night.
Ooh, gotcha. Sorry, we're gonna hit that.
Oh, yep. Everybody, go ahead and hit that. That'll be fine.
Hit what?
The rest for the night button. It is on your character sheets underneath max HP, in the top left corner of your character sheets.
Do I get to hit that as well?
Yeah, why not?
Because
'Cause
I'm
you're-
running second watch.
No, there'll be no more attacks for the rest of the evening.
Okay.
Do we not gain?
What? That's meta? We don't know that. Make him stay up all night.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
We've already been attacked
about?
once.
What
What
the
do you mean?
hell?
Cool.
How do we know that guy's not coming back with friends?
Time to roll for initiation.
Do we not
Initiation.
get full HP when we take a night's rest?
You do not.
You also, yeah, well, okay, you got 3 hit points, but still.
I think it just resets our spells and stuff. Right?
It resets the spells and stuff. However,
I have
Vindo
a question.
specifically said that he was going to be going around healing people, and so your HP would have been topped off before sleeping. Go ahead, Willie.
No, never mind. I'm gonna use a spell to heal her if she's not full before we sleep.
Got you.
But
Okay.
we're good.
So that's the final scene that we have. You going through, making certain to take items of interest that you can use for your adventures and journeys ahead. And from there, you pack up shop, as it were, as you all get ready for a night's rest. The sounds of the night can be kind of heard in the distance, whether it be the crickets that are playing, the sound of the campfire, or maybe from Nox. It would definitely be Nox, who's definitely snoring.
Yeah, definitely. Held up
Definitely.
next to the campfire. Just
I like to think that I whistle when I sleep, and it's in a tune of a song.
Fun. So we're going to end there as kind of our final shot for the evening. But one thing I want to point out, I don't know why it's not letting me. It's like I have this Word document open and it's being a punk. One other thing I want to kind of like point out before we close up shop is that we're going to be doing experience differently than the book actually has notated. And the reason for that is we don't have, this game that we're playing, especially for those who are watching, it's going to end sometime early August. And so I have kind of a rough timeline for how often it's going to be for us to level up. And so for starters, everybody's going to level up to level 2 right now.
Nice.
Night's rest, you guys are good. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
The time to level up will take more as we go on, but just to get us started, to really let us get into the system, check out everything, etc. before the summer ends. I really want us to be able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and end there for the evening. Thank you everybody who's here and watching. Really appreciate all of you. Ayana, Rob, Ceiling Ninja, Bruno, you guys are awesome. Really appreciate you guys. If I missed anybody, my apologies. For those of you who are just quiet and hanging out, so glad that you're here. And I'm going to let the crew say goodbye as we close up shop for the night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Sleep well.